having a friend that often asks for advice, like constantly.
That's fine. If I was your friend, Garn, shit, I got a lot of wisdom to give. You would be asking for a lot of advice.
Oh, great wise Connor.
Oh, great
Lend
wise
me
Connor.
your advice.
Trying to get to diamond in League of Legends.
Look, Garn, I mean, you have a friend, you know, I mean, look, you can't help but ask for advice. You know, it is what, you know how they say with Jar the $1 Million, dinner with Connor.
Wait, okay. He has a cross face and then the eye, which is like got some like weird gear shit, like that or something like that.
Okay.
And then he's just smiling. All right.
Show that on camera.
That's the nonsense guy. Joe, that is Joey's.
All right. Well, I'll show people what it actually looks like because me, this is just like.
My clothes.
Yeah, Garn tried to draw Null, my the nonsense mascot, and that's what it looks like.
Oh, I'd say I was pretty close. Look at that. Say,
Garn's looks better.
It's supposed to be an O with the slash, like in the logo.
this is my brand actually. It's Onsense. You could get it.
Sense.
It's just sense.
All right, can you draw just a regular cat?
Are we ready?
Yeah, already.
Yeah, we're just drawing.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we're just jumping in.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Because we already got the pre-roll.
Yeah, because Connor was taking a shit. That's what we were waiting for.
I want to be full.
Oh, I'm sorry. I swore. Sorry, Mudan. Connor was taking
Mudan.
a big
Mudan.
Connor was taking a little
Big sized.
big size poop. Can you say poop?
Yes.
Is that
We're not going to put this in.
We're
not putting this in.
We are putting this in.
No, we're not putting
This
this
is
in.
a cold open.
We are not putting this in.
I
No, the
want
cold open is you doing the character.
I want the world to know that we were just waiting for you to drop that one.
Wow, you
All
never
right.
waited for someone to take a shit before.
No.
Never.
Never.
We always wait for you.
Yeah, we always do.
That's why.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Taste. A while back, we did red flag or green flag with, was it like with like partners or?
Yeah,
with
like a relationship.
relationships.
Okay. This time we're just doing general because we had a lot of fun with it. I think it was a great concept as well.
I like it. It was fun.
A lot.
It was fun.
Do you want to describe or explain to people what a red flag or green flag is?
Everyone knows what a red flag or green flag
you
is.
never
But
know.
if you don't know because you're colorblind, maybe,
Wow.
Wow.
So insensitive, bro.
or dyslexic towards colors.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Basically, we'd say something like, they only drink carbonated water. And then we would write down if that's a green flag or a red flag.
There's
you
also
know?
beige flag, which is neutral.
Oh, beige flag.
We gotta be like selective with that.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to choose red or green?
I think you should
For some
do.
reason I
You
thought it
should
was
have
brown flag. I don't know why.
shit yourself flag. You should not use beige unless you really, really feel there's a compelling argument for it.
So if possible,
I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna start spamming beige.
the first one's gonna be like beige flag. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use brown flag?
No,
Where it's like
no,
the aura is so
no,
strong, I will
no,
shit myself.
No. I actually don't know what type of questions we have today.
No.
Yeah.
So our
So-
producer has selected a bunch. This time, again, as we said, instead of
Very
relationships, it is going to be related to people you know. It could be friends, it could be acquaintances, whatever.
Yeah, so it's not just partners, it's about just
People.
maybe office workers, maybe co-workers, maybe
people.
friends,
People
just
in
people.
general.
Thank you very much, Joey. Yes, just people.
Just people.
They're not
All
just
right.
people, guys.
I mean, actually, you know what? Can we just get an example one? Can we just,
Yeah.
we just throw one out
Let's
there?
just throw one out
just so I can
right
get
now.
a vibe set.
Yeah. So, a co-worker... shut the fuck up.
We all co-walk.
A co-worker can't pronounce words properly. A co-worker frequently avoids serious conversations. Ooh.
Well, we're the co-work.
Yeah, we're
are
co-workers.
Yeah, but we're friends.
Yes.
For life.
For life.
I think we're friends for life.
Yeah, of course.
So we can talk about serious conversations, but
Yeah.
like...
Well, you guys have never had an office job. I'm gonna bring this up.
I've worked in retail.
I'm currently in an office job.
Shut the fuck
with my
up,
company.
Joey.
No, you're
Joey,
not. No,
no,
you're not, bro.
You get
No,
to
you're
set the
not,
rules,
bro.
Joey. You get to set the rules, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like, oh, by the way, everyone bow down to me. Like, I'm not gonna be
Dude,
like
wait,
that.
Actually, why not? That's
Wait,
kind of
okay,
based,
first of
actually.
all, I haven't had an office job, but I've worked
Yeah.
in retail and I've worked as a lifeguard.
Yeah, I've worked
and-
with
Okay,
co-workers.
okay.
Like, I'm not, you're making it sound like I'm a goo goo gaga baby. First job is YouTube and he's
Actually,
coasting.
I am. Actually, I am.
Okay, I mean, there's some truth in that.
Yeah.
Because we are all Goo Goo Gaga babies.
But surely, like, okay, well, should we
let's
Let's write it down. So coworker frequently avoids serious conversations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Green.
Ooh, that changed things up. Green. Joey
When you thought you knew the vibe.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Joey's like, this is easy. Isn't
You
it?
guys-
This is easy.
You look like you thought for sure.
You guys gaslit me into thinking like,
No, we did not gaslight you.
so we're coworkers, right?
No.
No, look. Okay, Joey, we're
Joe.
co-workers, but we're friends. So
Yes,
that's
yeah,
one
yeah,
way
we
can
are-
talk.
we are not-
Okay, so I need to hear from you guys. Why green?
I don't want to fucking talk about serious stuff at work.
Look. There is a time and a place. If the word coworker, I assume that this would be in the working place. And sometimes, when you're in the office, you don't need to hear about all the fucking drama of like what's going on, unless you like have a really good relationship. But if
Right.
you do, then just go out for a pint afterwards,
Like, what if
Work.
you hire a graphic designer day 2 on the job? He's like, yeah, I just think like 3 weeks is too late for an abortion. like you'd be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, bro.
I wouldn't hire him.
Well, now you've hired him, right? What I'm saying is like, there's just certain things I think that like, coworkers shouldn't bring up serious topics.
See, but
unless you're like,
it's difficult, right? Because like serious conversations have so many different connotations. Obviously, there's the extremes where it's like, as you said, where it's like something personal in their lives. But I was also thinking about like serious conversations, like that actually relate to work. That's what I thought would be serious conversations.
Like what sense in that?
Like in the sense where it's like, okay, you're working with a bunch of people on a particular like project or whatever it is, right? And there are some like serious points that we need to like cover in order to like solve that issue. That's another like way to
I did
do
not
a
interpret
serious
that as all.
conversation.
I didn't interpret that.
serious conversations I would deem as like,
Yeah, if it was serious personal conversations, I would have also said green.
well, I would argue that like like if you're in a workplace and it's like, hey, this bridge is about to collapse, we got to talk about it. I would still not consider that a serious conversation because that's like a work conversation.
Right.
I'd be like, if a serious conversation is, hey, we need to get this project done on the deadline, and some guy's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's not only a red flag.
That's what I thought.
That's like a firing.
Yeah, that's why I said red.
No.
Or Joey runs a tight ship in nonsense. I
It's
just
like, look, what if you got a coworker? I'm sure we've all worked with someone or had someone who you've worked with at one point who you're like, this guy's absolutely fire at his work. He is amazing. I hope I never hear about his political opinions. Because you're like, the moment I hear about what he thinks about certain things, I'm going to think,
No, I mean it's not just that. Sometimes it's just like in the structure I was in. Sometimes I'm just like in an office job. I don't need, you're in a meeting or something, and then there's like that 5-minute preamble that comes beforehand.
I don't want to talk about anything serious.
Sometimes I'm just like, bro, I don't need to hear about you going through a divorce, man. We're here to get this project done. I'm sorry for you, but I'm not that
That's the
guy.
British in you. That's the British in you.
That is the
Yeah.
British in me. I'm like, sometimes I'd literally be in meetings and, there'd be like that 5-minute beforehand, and some conversations would get way too personal. On like some serious topics, and I'm just sitting there just like sipping my tea being like, wow, I don't really know what to say, because our job is just to go in the is to get this project done. And now now we're talking about your divorce.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully,
what a drama queen.
I mean, thankfully, at least like in my personal experience, I've never had to like run into anything like that. So I guess that's saying something, or it's just purely the fact that I guess I haven't had a proper fucking workplace.
but I guess,
obviously there is a distinction because you can be friends with your coworkers.
Yes,
obviously, but using the term coworker, you're not going to be friends with every one of your coworkers.
Sure.
And some people, in my experience, do overshare a lot.
Right.
When we're just trying to get a job done.
maybe because I feel like if I had a coworker, but maybe I'm very good friends with them, or I become friends with them, then it's different. I wouldn't view them as much of a coworker.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly right.
So I guess it depends. But overall, I would say, good. Don't talk about serious topics.
You guys bring up a good point.
That's the British in us. It's
That
like
is.
we're here to get the job done.
We're here to do a job and a job.
If you have something serious, just send a passive aggressive email firsthand.
Yeah.
That's step number one.
Like a can we talk text at least. At least.
All right, what's next up? Let's see what's
All right,
next up.
All right. A neighbor frequently offers to help with chores or tasks, even when you don't ask for it.
So basically, basically an overly friendly neighbor. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I've got it.
Oh.
Who asks their neighbor to help with tasks? I guess if you need to like get a package or something.
Yeah, or maybe if they see like you're doing something, like you're trying to bring in like big luggage into your house or something, and they see you and they're like, "Oh, let me help out."
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Wait.
You got. What are you writing there?
What the hell is he writing down?
Okay, ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1. What did you write?
Red, but it's a me thing because I know it's a green flag, but like
Yeah, it is a green.
It is a green flag, but
It's
like
a beige for me.
But like,
What?
You know, this is like the fucking social introvert in me. I'm like, if I need to get along and talk with my neighbor, it will make my life more interesting. But
yeah, I have that a little bit as well. But the reason why I said beige is because, like, especially if like this neighbor, right? Say for example, you just moved to your new place,
yeah,
and right from the get go, this neighbor is like constantly like being like, "Yo, let me help you out with blah blah blah. Let me help you out with blah blah blah." I don't know what intention they have.
What? This isn't some fucking Death Note kind of shit.
I don't know. I'm like, look, I know people can be really nice, but not everyone is nice without some kind of repayment. You know what I mean?
He offered to take my trash out. He must want my peaches.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, like I don't like if it's fine if this neighbor, right, hypothetically, is down to help me out with whatever, and then maybe expects nothing in return, or maybe not as much.
Joey's like, ain't no way, neighbor does nice thing and expects nothing in return.
And I'm like, because like I've had neighbors where it's like they almost like gaslit.
You usually like fake taxi you. He's like, well, you can't pay for it. Shit.
Yeah, it's like I've had some neighbors where like they've been helpful with that kind of stuff, but then the whole Japanese thing of like the give and take type situation. It's like they always expect even if they don't say it outright. In the back of your head, you're like, I feel like they're expecting something in return, and that puts pressure on me, right? So I think in that case, I would rather them just not helping, and for me to be like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm good, but I appreciate the sentiment type of thing, and that's why I said beige.
See, this is the reason I put red, and I said it's a me thing, because honestly, this neighbor sounds very, very friendly and very, very nice, and would be a very pleasant neighbor. But the way I view neighbors is the same way I view Uber drivers. Okay. We acknowledge each other, but I don't talk to you. You don't talk to me. Right. We go about our own business, and everyone's happy, and everyone's pleasant. And there's no expectations from each other. Man, that is my perfect neighbor.
Am I the only normal one who thinks like, hey, it's cool? Sure, help me out.
No, it is cool, but I'm gonna second guess myself.
I guess just I wouldn't feel indebted to someone if they helped me out. Once.
I would.
But I mean, like, I think
it's a you thing as well.
It is
because in my head, like, if I saw my neighbor struggling with something, I would just offer to help, and I wouldn't expect anything because I assumed that they would do the same.
Right.
Like if I was struggling, they just happened to saw, they would help to help.
Yeah.
But my neighbor currently sucks at the moment. So I don't think I'd help him because he's lame.
Yeah, I've never met my neighbor.
I met my neighbor. He like doesn't say hi to me, even though I say hi to him.
Yeah.
He was cooking fucking barbecue on his balcony, which I was fine with. Like if he wants to cook a barbecue, but like, look, we share vents. Like the vents are all connected on our floor.
Right.
So my house started stinking of like I thought it was on fire.
Yeah.
And I thought I was worried about him. I was like, dude, are you okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck off, I'm barbecuing. I'm like, dude,
okay. So then, right, with a neighbor like that, if
like maybe he thought I was being nosy, but I thought my house was burning down.
Okay, well then let's think hypothetically. If that neighbor that you have, right, that you don't have the best, relationship
he's kind of a dick.
With, yeah. If he then suddenly turned around and offered you to help with something, would you take it?
Offered to help me?
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Because he proved that he was a dick.
It would be a green flag for me if I knew, like, before this neighbor started to, like, offer to help me out with stuff, if they were already, like, in good relations with me and they actually just wanted to get to know me, then I'd be, like, less inclined to be like, oh, sorry, no thanks. But if it's, like, just straight off the bat, like, before I've even known this neighbor and they're suddenly starting to do that, then I'll be like, oh, I mean, let's get to know each other first before we do that kind of stuff. Buy me a coffee at least, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I don't trust humans.
I mean,
I think that's what you're saying.
I think it's
wary.
green, but people can make it red.
Yes.
Like I think there's neighbors that can make it a red.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, like for me, it's more of just like, especially when I'm at my house.
But if they were inserting themselves into my life constantly, I'd be like, dude, you got to fucking quit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like. Whether they frequently offers to help with chores, which very, very nice, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, this is for my neighbor expectations. I'm just like, let's just both go about our day.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a scenario. What if you're just chilling? It's like 6 p.m. You hear it on your door. You're like, what the fuck? You go outside. It's your neighbor. He's made too many muffins. He's like, hey man, I made too many muffins. You want one? Does that be like too much? Is it like you're like, hey, what the fuck?
I've seen Higurashi, man. I don't trust that shit. There could be a needle in that bitch.
I think the thought is in the right place, but I'd be like, dude.
It's like,
I guess.
Yeah, I'd be like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, sure.
No, I'd take it, but I'd feel guilty because I'd be like, well, I'm not gonna have this muffin. This is just empty calories. This is empty calories.
Why'd you take it?
Because I want to be socially polite.
But you can be socially.
Thank you.
No, but you can be. See, in my situation, I would be like, thank you, but I'm good. But like I appreciate the sentiment type thing. I think that's
you would
fine.
deny the muffin.
This is like
say
aliens.
no to the muffin.
I would deny it. I would feel less bad. I would feel less bad saying no, thank you, than taking the muffin and not eating it.
See, this is like the fucking night and day difference between me and Sydney as a person. Because Sydney is always that person who is just like, here, take this thing, and I'm always that person who is like, no, I'm just, let's not give everything away.
I'd eat the muffin.
You would?
Yeah, but I'd be like, man, that's kind of like, I hope he doesn't do this often.
Right.
I don't want him knocking on my door.
Do you want to be friends with your neighbor?
I would like to be on a friendly basis with my neighbor. I do not want to be friends with my neighbor, but I would like to be. Like, I don't want them to know my personal shit.
See, it's that like distinction that I find it like so uncomfortable. That's why I'm just like, okay, I like especially in the old days, you'd be friendly with your neighbor, right? And especially not growing up, but hearing the stories about Sydney growing up in a small town where everyone knew each other.
Yeah.
There was like, benefits to being friendly with your neighbor, because if you weren't, then people would start gossiping about you, and suddenly the entire fucking neighborhood would know about all your dealings. Yeah. And that just sounds like uncomfortable to me.
Yeah. Stressful.
That sounds stressful. I would prefer, like I said, just a mutual agreement that, hey, we are neighbors. Let's be respectful for each other, but let's not encroach on each other's lives.
Yeah,
and
totally.
that is me. But also, I kind of feel like I'm an asshole for wanting to expect that because
I feel that's more common than you think, and I'm sure that's the reason why, like, not every single like apartment or house you move into, you immediately like becoming best friends with your neighbor is the norm.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I have a feeling my expectations might change, or my mentality might change. Like
the older you get,
not just the older I get, but if and when we actually become like house owners, right? Because I think there's a mental difference to be like, oh, I am renting this apartment, or I am renting this space.
So I'm here temporarily.
I'm here temporarily versus, I'm setting my roots here, my family are here.
Oh, totally.
So then you have like a vested interest to be like getting on well with your neighbors, which is why,
none of us have like a bought house yet, so we can't really like speak on experience of that. But
exactly. Yeah. But I always thought about what was the difference between like the old mentality versus this current generation mentality. Where the old mentality was very much, be friendly with your neighbor. And I remember hearing, I see my family, my parents being friendly with their neighbors, and I'm like, that looks exhausting.
My like classic example is like at my grandma's house, like out in the Inaka.
Yeah.
Like she would, because it's a tiny town, everyone in the neighborhood would just leave their doors unlocked. And randomly, I would just be like at my grandma's house, like I'd be like, doing something with my sister, playing a game or something. And then just like a random woman would just walk in and be like, oh, I'm from like down the road. I'm just here to borrow your grandma's soy sauce. And then she just grabs it and just leaves. And I was just like, I would not be able to do that.
Yeah, that's a.
You could just imagine just randomly your neighbor.
Bitch, get your own soy sauce. Go buy it right now.
It's like you could just imagine your neighbor randomly walking in, just being like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna grab a couple of things from your kitchen."
Bro, that actually happened in Sydney's like little hometown.
Yeah, right.
I was just chilling, and everyone was out the house, either working or like on some trip, and I was in the office just working. I just hear the door open. I go out, and it's just someone I've never met before in my life, and it was just their neighbor. Yeah, and I just had this awkward moment to be like, am I being robbed, or are we being robbed, or do you know Sydney's family? And then they asked, "Oh, is X and X here?" And I was like, "Who are you?" So that is a total vibe that I am not used to, and maybe I would be more used to in that environment. But also, I kind of get what you mean with your previous statement as well, because I just realized the one neighbor that did end up, like when we moved in, was very, very nice and offered to help with chores and gave me some free like beer and stuff. That was my neighbor from hell, because that was the neighbor from the neighbor story I talked about in a very old episode.
See,
and
gaslighting you.
And
they feel entitled because they've been nice to you.
Yeah. It's like, I've been nice to you this whole time. Why are you suddenly turning around and being mean to me? It's like, I don't want to be in that
Holy
situation.
shit! I just realized I just went through Joey's fear there.
Yeah. See?
No, I think the fear is. It's like a faith in humanity kind of situation. It's like you need to believe that everyone has good intentions for the sake
let me gain your trust first, and you gain my trust, and then from there, as a good deed, we can start helping each other out. But right from the get-go, it's sus.
All right. Yeah. What's next? Red flag, green flag.
This episode is sponsored by Shopify.
Guys, when Joey started his drip company, I did not know how he was going to sell.
I was concerned about that.
I didn't know either, to be honest.
He can't even put in a graphics card. How is he going to sell clothing?
True.
But you know what? I didn't know that his secret sauce was Shopify this entire time.
Of course it is.
That's right. At Nonsense, we have been using Shopify since the very beginning. And even for someone like me who knows nothing about e-commerce or selling anything online, it was so easy to use, and we are legitimately still using it and loving it to this day.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not so secret with ShopPay that boosts conversions up 50%. to 50%. That is why Joey is making that dough.
But go on, what if I'm into growing my business?
I'm glad you asked. Well, if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in the store, in their feed, and everywhere in between.
True.
Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify.
Amen. So what are you waiting for? Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Nonsense uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/trash, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/trash to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/trash. Back to the episode.
A friend often makes fun of your opinions.
Okay.
So trash taste, basically.
Sure.
This podcast.
All right.
Okay.
I am ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I am also ready.
2, 1.
Oh, we're all green.
I actually think it would be a red flag if it was the opposite.
Yeah. If your friends don't make fun of your opinions, you're not friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Yeah.
Right? I do think there is obviously a line,
Yeah.
I think, if all you do as a friend is make fun of someone's opinion and that's all your relationship is, then no, I think at that point you're just being a dick.
Yeah.
There needs to be a give and take. But on the opposite end, if I have a friend and this makes me, I'm just realizing this makes me sound like an awful person. If all they do is just bring me just give positivity, I'm like, something's off.
Yeah.
Something's off. Something's off. That means
I think that's
like
just
hyper positive.
That's the British and Aussies in us, where it's like, it's that whole idea of like, I'm making fun of you because I love you.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
If someone is too nice to me, that's when I'm like, you're not being real.
Yeah, what are you hiding?
What are you hiding? That means we're not close enough. That means we're not close enough.
You need to have that. Like, I genuinely think you need to have someone who's willing to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like as well, like if it starts off with like, how it normally happens with like us, for example, where it's like, we jab at each other's opinions, but then after the jabbing is said and done, and then we start actually talking about it more in depth and, providing different, angles of that same opinion, then, you know, that can lead to like a genuinely interesting and fun conversation. But like, if it just ends at like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then nothing else, then I'll be like, well, I mean, do you want to add to that? Like, do you want to...
Life's too boring not to make fun of each other.
Yeah,
you gotta make fun of each other.
You gotta bust your friend's balls sometimes.
And if your friend hurts your feelings for making fun of it, you know, maybe explain that to him, but also make sure that, you know, you being upset about it is in the right place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's justified.
Make sure you don't only just make fun of their opinions, and make sure there's a moment where you actually like are there for them.
A good mate would know when to make fun of your opinion, when not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also up to, you know, like you also are, as the person who's about to express your opinion, you are also the vibe setter. You can also make it like, you can be like, all right, boys, I got a weird take here. And then you could say it, and then obviously you're setting it up where he's like, guys, I really need your opinion on something.
Here's the real question though. You meet someone new, okay?
Yeah.
How do you feel the vibe, whether you are the first person to, you know, make fun of something they said, or do you wait for them to like give you a bit of like,
oh no, I'll do it off air.
Give you a shot.
If someone tells me something that sounds like stupid, I'll just I'll right off the bat.
For me, I don't give a fuck, and maybe this makes me a terrible person, but like the moment I'm like starting to get in a conversation with you, in my head it's like, okay, the firing range is open now.
Yeah.
Like it's time.
I also feel that like it's a good indication of if they kind of get the vibe and they get the joke. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, you're a fucking moron, you should never exist. You
start light and then work your way up and then see where the limit is. You know.
Yeah. Because I often feel it's harder to feel the vibe when you like, if it's a British person or an Aussie person, fucking easy. You open up the conversation, and within 5 minutes you can just call them whatever, you know. And 90% of people would be like, hey, all right, we're gonna get along well with each other. With Americans, sometimes you really have to like feel the vibe of like, am I going to offend them?
I think it's okay too.
You think it's okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
But because I think they understand that we're coming from a different background and culture anyway. So, you know, they might hear us or see us, you know, dropping the C word on them. And, you know, to them, it's like, oh, God. But maybe they'll be like, oh, yeah, but they're not American. Yeah. You know, to them, it's like normal and whatever. And they're just, you know, having fun or whatever. You know, I've had that many times before where I've dropped the C-bomb in front of an American. Some of them are just being like, hey, man, you can't say that. And then other times they're just like, you Aussies are fucking crazy. You know, like it can go either way depending on the person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, even if this sentence was just a friend often makes fun of you, green flag. It doesn't even have to be opinions.
Honestly, right?
So. Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're friends, you make fun of each other. That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How else are you going to be like close?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
If I can't feel like I make fun of you, if I don't feel like I can make fun of you, then I'm just going to feel like there's a barrier between us.
I think it's also an important thing to be okay with people making fun of you. Yeah. Like, I think that is a, you know.
Yeah, no one's perfect. And, you know, you can use that as into your advantage in conversation.
Whenever I like join friend groups or like for an evening or something, I'll always notice that like, there's always like one or two people who get made fun of the most because they're like so open. They're like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, and they're often like the most fun because they're like so willing to kind of, you know,
totally
be a part of the vibe.
Yeah.
There's always that one friend who like is so willing to make fun of someone, but does not like being made fun of.
Oh yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
I hate that. Cause I'm like, dude,
everyone watch this right now. Probably just like, oh, I know that
Everyone's
guy.
got that one friend.
I know that guy.
And he's always like the most serious one. Yeah. And he's so like willing to like make fun of everyone, but so unwilling to let it happen to him.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
That is a red flag.
That is a red flag.
That is a red flag.
That's a red flag.
If this sentence was a friend often makes fun of your opinions, but you can't make fun of them, then that's the biggest fucking red flag.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, hey man, that was not cool. Yeah. Like, dude, what the
when
fuck?
It's like, it wasn't even that bad.
I don't know. So it wasn't cool the other 50 times you made fun of me?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
It's like, I just said exactly the same thing you said to me,
calm
and now
the
it's
fuck
not
down,
cool.
bozo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I just have memories of like Jackbox games where it was like the same 3 people who got made fun of. And I was like, hey, what's going on here, bro? Huh? I'm not making fun of everyone. All right,
let's move on to the next one.
Okay. A friend likes to take charge in group settings, often deciding what the group should do or where to go.
All right. All right. Let's
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. Ready? 3,
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been spamming green. I've
Yeah.
only done green.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is green. Every friend group is very like flip floppy, and there always needs to be one person who's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Look,
that doesn't necessarily mean it's always the same person.
Yes.
Yep.
But for things to happen, someone needs to take charge and decide.
In
things.
almost
Yeah.
every friend group that I have been or am currently in, I am always the person who's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm down for anything, bro. Someone else make a decision for me.
Yeah,
and if,
yeah.
No, you are that
never-
person,
you-
Joey.
and if there is someone
if
there,
Joey didn't have this friend, Joey would be a.
I would do nothing.
Joey would just be sitting in the chair being like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, it's
What-
like
what-
I
what am
can
meant to
do everything, but also can do nothing.
Yeah.
So if there's someone in my friend group who's like, yo, what about we do this and we do that? I'm like, yeah, all right, sick. Finally, we made the decision. Let's go.
I'm sometimes you. I'm sometimes the guy who takes charge.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like
same
always
here.
being the guy who takes charge.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to do it if you want to get something done.
Yeah, it's all about the group vibe because someone does need to take charge of the group because you can't have a whole group of friends being like, I'm down for anything. Whenever we go out with like a group of friends and there's always that conversation about like what to eat, bro, I fucking despise that conversation. Give me someone who is
lock
like,
in.
hey, I found a place, let's go there.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than this fucking half an hour dance about what do you feel like? Oh, I don't know. This is okay. We're good. We're okay for here.
But I think the best case is what I've learned from this is the friend group where depending on what the activity is, there's always like a different spearhead.
Right.
Like someone is like, all right, this is the thing I really want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take control of this.
Yeah.
And like get everyone like available and
Yeah.
Totally.
So it kind of changes. That's
I think the one
totally,
thing,
Joey. When do you take charge?
Sometimes I do.
I'm kidding.
Dude, whenever I do a mahjong session, I'm used to someone starting it up. I'm like, let's go, boys.
True.
I think the one lesson I've learned from being on both sides of the friend group on this one is that you just need to not worry about making sure you do something that appeals to absolutely everyone. Because
just rip it.
because I think the biggest thing to getting something and getting a setting or an activity not getting done is waiting for everyone's approval. And the right
You
thing,
just got to say like, I'm doing this date.
Yeah.
Who's down?
yeah, exactly. And you're not going to be offended if someone doesn't show up or it's not for someone.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that you set a date or someone sets a date. The people in the friend group who want to do the activity, they come. And the people who don't want to go, they don't come. And no one gets offended
Yeah.
when someone drops out
Exactly.
of said activity. Because I've been in some friend groups where it's kind of like, oh, we all need to do this one thing together constantly. And that was more when I was younger. But as you've grown older, you start to realize, oh, people just sometimes want to do different things.
Yeah, don't set expectations too high of like who's going to show up.
So
and
I
what
really
we're
want
gonna
to
end up doing.
I might be like, I really want to go to this restaurant. I'm going.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's me or 5 people who wants to join.
Yeah.
That's
Totally.
often good as well.
Yeah,
So
I've
I
also-
keep footseeing you under the table. Sorry.
I've also felt bad for some mates that I know who have tried to sort out a night out. And they've
It's
just,
like herding cats.
and they've just like waited for everyone to be like, yes, okay, I'm
Yeah.
okay with doing this.
No,
And
you
they
just got to rip it. You'd
Yeah,
be like,
and it
25th,
just never
I'm doing
happened
this.
because that one person
Yeah.
didn't reply, and I'm
Yep.
like, no, just fucking do
Just
it.
do it.
Set a date, and people will show up,
Yep.
and that's the important thing.
All right. Next
right.
question.
That one was easy.
That one was easy.
All right. A colleague tends to work late and expects others to be equally committed to the job. Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh, man. This depends on so many things, I feel.
okay.
Oh, I don't know, man. This is such a low, like this question is worded in a way that I think doesn't give much wiggle room and like wants me to put red, but I feel like it's way more nuanced.
Yeah, this is also awkward. So off camera, I have my entire editing team
Yeah, you do.
listening to me right now, since they're here in Japan.
No, it's okay.
doing-
They've got headphones on. Don't worry. They can't hear you.
They got AirPods in.
They got headphones in, and I'm like, wait, what's the boss gonna say?
Okay, you know what? I'll do this just to, okay.
The moment you pull out green, they're just like, they start sweating like.
3, 2, 1, red.
Oh,
I mean, look, this is worded in a way where, yes,
Yeah.
it is red. Look,
Yeah.
nobody should, like, working late in general is just bad.
Yeah.
like, if it's a 9 to 5, you should work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, I believe that people should be able to choose their own working hours.
Yeah.
And the expectation should be just to get the job done.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're talking about like, you know, you can't be like, hey, I work at McDonald's. Hey, come in when you feel like it. Like it's like you gotta work 9 to 5. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I think it depends on the job, but obviously
very much so. But
obviously, what we do, it's much more like I think all of us have the mindset of, hey, just get it done.
Yeah, as long as you get it done,
you do it in 4 hours. Fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I think the red flag in this one is expects others to be equally committed to the job.
Yeah.
You can't like, you know, I can't remember who said this, but you know, important thing about a job is that you can force someone, you know, you can't force someone to care about a job.
No,
and that's
you can't pay someone to care about a job.
You can't always expect someone to care about the job. If they don't care about it, then maybe there's something wrong internally, or maybe there's something they're unhappy with.
Does everyone have to care about their job?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I believe that the world would be a better place if people did care and love what they do.
This is literally.
I mean, obviously, that's a very utopian scenario.
No, that is exactly it.
Unfortunately, most jobs suck.
Yeah.
Also, this is literally like every fucking Japanese like big company with like, you know, the Zangyo culture and everything like that, where it's like it's all about this time spent.
I'm just gonna say, like, everyone's day is just. You ever go to you just order a coffee, and then the waiter or waitress is just so fucking positive and just has like such a nice smile that your day is just automatically better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And I remember going to flying to LAX for AX, right? And I fucking despise flying to LAX because one of the worst fucking airports in the world, in my opinion. And I remember I was waiting for the bags. It was a fucking airport. Everyone's tired. I've just gotten off an 8-hour flight. And then the announcer...
8 hours, damn.
Yeah.
That's a quick fucking flight.
Was it 8 hours? I can't remember.
It's 10 from Tokyo, yeah.
Okay. I forget.
8 hours, bro. It's time traveling.
And then we were just all waiting. And then the guy who announced where the baggage came out from which carousel, he just like popped out into like a full song. He was definitely a fucking theater kid, but he was like, all right, and the bags for Japan is coming out in carousel number 5. and I was just like, damn, you are the number 1 happiest person in this airport right now.
Or man is blazed.
And you know what? That happiness is fucking contagious because my day has just gotten better by that guy.
Japan would never.
Japan
would never.
Probably blazed, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's probably blazed. I don't blame him.
He just broke out into full song. And
hell yeah.
I'm just like, damn, all right. Just seeing someone, even in a job like this, having a good time, trying to make a good time out of it.
The European side of me also is like agrees so heavily with the no work should be done on the weekend. But then there've been some times on like Friday evening where I absolutely just need like one confirmation or email and it's going to fuck everything up so much if I don't get it. And I don't hear back till like fucking Monday. Tuesday because we have time lag.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. God damn it, you Europeans. Fucking reply. I need one email. One email, I'm getting fucked. So, you know, there's sides.
There's sides.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think that, the massive red flag there is the equally committed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't expect everyone to be equally committed
100%.
to the job.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a boss in that sense, because then it's your job to, you know, motivate the team and get them to care. Because you can't expect everyone to do that without some kind of leadership.
Yeah,
totally.
All right,
let's go to the next one.
A friend often offers advice, believing they are helping you with your problems.
God. This is hard.
All right, I'm gonna.
Okay, let me think about this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I've got mine.
All right.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Great.
wow. Okay.
Wow. The entire spectrum.
Bro, spamming beige, huh?
Well, because sometimes it's like,
I agree.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, okay, you might be in a
I just
certain.
want to take a stance.
Okay, sure. Because like for me, it was tough, right? Because it's like at first I thought maybe it was red because it's like. It's literally the "who asked" meme. But also sometimes, a friend will give you a piece of advice or say a particular thing that will maybe make you realize that you had a problem that maybe you weren't aware of, or maybe wasn't as taken as seriously. And it kind of opens you up to like, oh yeah, I never really kind of thought about this thing like that. And now it's possibly helped me with this particular problem that I might not even know I had. So that's why it's beige for me. But a lot of the times I'm also just like, thanks for your advice, bro, but like that's not what I need to hear right now, or I'm not asking for it. Or
often I think guy friends especially are very bad at just understanding that more often than not people just when they're like complaining about something or talking about something, they don't want to just hear they don't want to hear the solution.
Yeah.
They want you to just listen.
Just listen.
Just listen and like take in and just like kind of be there, because a lot of people just want to complain sometimes. And they want to be heard. And I think, obviously, in that scenario, just blind spamming opinions and advice doesn't really help that situation. But I would like to think that in a case where you are good friends, a good friend would know when to give advice. And would only give it earnestly.
I'll tell you the one word that made me change this from a green flag to a red flag.
Believing.
It's the word often.
Often.
Because like, okay, like
true, that's fair.
Because I've known some people that this is only going off my own personal experience. I've known some people that just seem to love inserting themselves into like other people.
Yeah, when I had that, this is what I did, and it's like
They kind of like love inserting themselves into other people's problems or other people's lives, thinking, okay, I can fix this, or sometimes they create a problem themselves because they think there is a problem there, and they kind of like, okay, there is a problem that needs to be fixed. And I believe like a lot of times there are, I believe if you want to get involved, there must be like something that is clearly wrong that needs to be addressed for one. If you want to like really come to me and be like, hey, are you doing okay? Do you need help? I can clearly see something wrong. But if it happens too often, then sometimes I think, okay, sometimes, just let people be. Sometimes there's not always a problem with the mate, or not always a problem with the people around you that needs to be fixed. In fact, I think just thinking about this needs to be fixed or that needs to be fixed might just be like a little bit of a toxic mentality.
Yeah, not everything needs to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, kind of going off of what Connor said as well, it's like, I think if like you just want to like vent to someone, then I don't think it's the right place, or sometimes it's not the right place to just offer advice, because maybe that's not what they're seeking. But if, for example, I'm like, if I'm like specifically asking for advice, like, hey, here's this problem I have. What do you think? Or like, can you give me advice? Then, okay, yeah, sure. Them offering me advice, whether it helps or not, is very much welcomed. But
I've also had times where I'm like, look, I'll preface before I even start talking about it. Look, I just want to complain about this. I do not want to hear solutions.
Right.
Just because I know that like it's not always fair to expect people to pick up on that. It's a two-way street.
It is. And I think honestly, it's understanding your mate is an important thing. Understanding your friend is an important thing about when to actually come and offer advice, or when they just want to vent or be left alone. Sometimes you just gotta read the room, and sometimes you just gotta read.
I think the worst thing you can do is be that guy who's like, well, here's what I would do, or like, when this happened to me, this is what I did, because you're immediately taking like a personal problem of someone else's and making it about you.
And
I feel like that's like often not helpful, and people often think it is. Well, like that's the default for a lot of people, I think. And so I think it's very important to just hear your friend out. Don't insert yourself. Just listen. If they ask any questions, answer them.
Give them an ear and a shoulder, and that's it.
But hey, always be willing to give advice.
What about the opposite of this?
Friend of no fucking.
No, I mean, having a friend that often asks for advice, like constantly.
That's fine.
Is that a red flag or green flag for you guys?
How often is often?
Listen, if you had a friend, if I was your friend, Grant, shit, I got a lot of wisdom to give. You would be asking for a lot of advice.
Oh, great wise Connor!
Oh, great wise Connor!
Lend me your advice.
I mean, look,
how do I get better at gaming, Connor?
I mean,
Please.
okay, well, I actually ask people
I'm
that.
trying to get a diamond in League of Legends.
Look, Gon, when you have a friend, I mean, look, you can't help but ask for advice. It is what you know how they say, "Would you rather $1 million than dinner with Connor?"
Oh my god. All right,
let's go to the next one.
next one.
This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. There are certain times in life where a fit really matters. Say if you're picking out the shoes for the marathon you started training for. Maybe you're switching to a new brand of boxer briefs. Or maybe you're pulling the trigger on buying an engagement ring. Let's be serious. And fit also really matters when it comes to finding the right doctor for your specific needs. You shouldn't have to compromise, and you don't have to thanks to ZocDoc. ZocDoc is the free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click instantly to book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. You can also filter for doctors who take your insurance, who are located nearby, who are a good fit for any medical need you have, and who are highly rated by verified partners. You can also see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score some same-day appointments. I'm jealous we don't have it in Japan because it would be nice to use ZocDoc. So stop putting off these doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/trash to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/trash, ZocDoc.com/trash. Back to the episode.
A friend is very open about their feelings and expects the same level of openness from you. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Green. Continuing my streak of only green. I've literally only done green this episode. We all agree on this.
Yeah, we agree. Yeah. I think, it makes sense. Like, if a friend is being very vulnerable to you and very open to you, and if they don't get that back from you, then, they might be like, well, am I too open? Am I sharing too much? Do I not have the trust of this person? It'll give you all sorts of different worries as a friend. Yeah. And so I think in order to give them the same amount of respect that the friend is giving to you, I think it makes sense to at least try to convey that same level of openness back to the friend.
I think there are a few caveats that could trip this up. First of all, the word very.
Yeah.
Right. What does that mean? Very open could mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. Obviously, a friend. I mean, like fucking Shakespeare. What is a friend?
Yeah, how deep of a friend?
What is a friend?
Like, at what point? Because I would say there's a level where it is appropriate, and even just like a new friend, I would not think this is like appropriate yet. Like, I think this takes a little while to get there. Yeah. But obviously, later on, when you're very good friends with someone, I would expect this to be.
What do you mean by new friends?
Like, maybe you're just hanging out with someone. You've hung out with them like 5 or 6 times. You have a great vibe. Yeah. Like, at what point do you start spilling, if there's deep conversations, you know what I mean?
Know, sometimes it's a second meeting for me.
It can be, it can be.
Depends on the friend.
Sometimes if you vibe with someone, you're like, sometimes you just get the feeling that I'm like, I feel like I can trust you with this piece of information.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I've had that, but I've also had other times where I feel like someone has shared with me and I'm like, I just don't feel like it's the vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I don't feel comfortable returning.
Well, I've had people share when it's just like not even a one-on-one thing as well.
That's in groups.
Yeah.
That's a different problem.
that is when I'm like, okay, you're being too open right now with this piece of information because I'm not going to tell anyone. But the fact that you're just telling this big open group in a big discussion.
This goes back to the fucking coworker one.
Yeah. Also, interestingly, there are like people who I've met who like maybe I've been friends with them for less time.
Yeah.
But because of the way their personality is, I feel like they're maybe more capable at dealing with that, or maybe more competent or good at dealing with open conversations. Maybe I've had some friends I've had for a very long time that I'm like, they're just very bad at like talking about this stuff. You know what I mean? I think we all have that.
Like,
kind
it never
thing.
comes up in conversation.
Yeah, like there's no like X amount of time where like you are now worthy of an open conversation about feelings.
Yeah.
It's just different. Like, I'm sure we all have that one friend who we know very well, but we wouldn't go to them if we were upset about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're just like, they're just not that guy.
Yeah. Everyone has a different vibe.
Right.
And everyone has a different type of friendship with, different kind of like relationship with a lot of different people.
There's friends who I would consider very close.
Yeah.
But it would be a very tough time having a very open conversation about certain things with them.
Right.
There are some people that I would say I'm very close with, but I also would not, not that I wouldn't trust them with it, but I wouldn't, if I was like asking for like advice or something, I wouldn't think that they were like the right person to go to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Totally.
A lot of British people.
This is like British people level impossible. It's
there. I will admit, I know a lot of British people that like. There's some that are definitely like super open, but there are a lot that I feel like have never really had that friendship with someone where like they've had to like be open, but now
or maybe they've never been as open.
Yeah, and then like we're nearly 30, and I'm like, man, I feel like it's not my obligation to like teach you how to do this.
Do you ever have that like?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have that one person that you've known for like fucking decades, and you're like,
I've never had a deep conversation with them.
Yeah, I'm I don't actually know
much. Yeah, I don't know much
about you
I don't know shit.
inside.
No,
like you have that relationship where you're like, damn, all right, this person brings the vibe. Great, always great to hang out with. Know absolutely nothing about him as a person.
Yeah,
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
I think it's cool to have that, but I also think that there's like it's nice to have that give and take sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
I'm glad we all agree.
Yeah.
We really share our feelings here.
Yeah. We're a little too open here on Trash Taste.
We are very open.
I know I realized I was a complete fucking hypocrite when I'm just like, oh, don't share your feelings to such an open group, and here we are sharing it to fucking
the world. Too many times.
That's our job.
Too many times I've seen in the comments where people are just like, they shouldn't have shared that. It's like, we didn't need to know that, bro.
Oh, you guys should see what we share off camera.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's a level deeper than what we talk about.
I think we have like a level of openness that is way more than most people, just because our job has forced us to be so.
Yeah.
You know, and I think in my private life, I take that as well, right? I try to go into it with a very.
I also think I've had to deprogram my British mind in a lot of ways. Because especially growing up, and moving out of England, I've realized, oh my God, people just do not like talking about their feelings in England.
But that's why I feel like I have more American friends now. Like I feel more like America mindset than British at times, because I'm like, man, no one wants to fucking genuinely.
He's been America
like, I just like there are a lot of things that I love about the British personality.
Yeah.
But having a deep conversation is not one of them.
Yeah.
It is often a painful and like pulling teeth kind of conversation.
I don't think
not
that.
always. But like
Yeah.
I'll meet an American and that will be 2 conversations in, and then it'll be like fucking open book, and I'm like, God damn, that's kind of like. I kind of respect the level of trust that Americans give to people.
I still can't match myself to like the tempo of like the American openness.
Yeah.
It's still like
I love it,
it's
man.
still like too
it.
fast for me.
I love it.
I'm
a convert.
Yeah.
I'm down with the idea, but just like, can we take it a little bit slower? You know, like
Yeah.
I just met you. Let me get to know you a little bit more. Then I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
But like
I love
on
it.
like, you
I
know,
love it.
sentence
I'm
number
America
3,
pilled.
like I can't.
I'm
I
America
can't do
pilled.
that. Yeah, you've been America pilled.
I am America pilled, bro. I love Americans. They're great.
All right. You hear that, Americans?
I love Americans, bro. I think they're fucking cool.
All right. Next
question.
A friend enjoys playful teasing and jokes, sometimes at your expense. What the fuck is this image?
Well, we kind of covered this.
Yeah.
We covered this. We said that.
Is this how you feel on the inside, Gone, every time?
Always.
Yeah, we literally like called this out. We were like, you got to be that one. You got to be able to like. Yeah, you should. A friend enjoys, but he should be able to enjoy it back too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This is a green flag as long as the friend who does this can handle being teased himself.
And as long as it stays playful, I feel. You know,
what's the line?
The line is, you know, when you start to say some like really like, you know, maybe something that digs into a person's like personal trauma, or like, you know, like where
because I think that's funny though.
See?
Because there's nothing better than like when your friend, he's got like a really fucking traumatic thing, and you're all able to joke about it.
Again, it depends on the person, right? Because it's like, you know,
I think that's good vibes.
You can have some, I've had some people where it's like, you know, like you'd be playing COD and it's like, oh fuck, I died, and then some people like, just like your dad, like, you know, it's like something like that, right? And they can laugh about it, and then there are some people who are just like, nah, don't joke about that, man. You know?
Yeah,
it depends.
Well, actually, but then I've seen times where people have had that exact scenario where it's like someone has literally a friend that had a dead dad.
Yeah.
And like we had I was a third wheel in this friend group, so I was just monitoring. And one of the guy misjudged that he thought he was closer than he was to the group, made the joke, and it got really awkward fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was like, don't fucking joke about my dad.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
but also, I think, you know, being able to joke about everything with your friends is great. I think it's also a great way to like just cope.
I mean, I think, you know, I think.
But
at the end of the day,
the person who has that. Sorry to interrupt. The person who like let's say, again, example, you did dad. The friend has to the person who has it has to be like, look, it is cool to joke about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to joke about it. You can all joke about it.
Yeah. And if it's not cool to joke about it, then, just like let that friend know to be like, hey, this is something that's like, I'm still grieving about, I'm still taking very seriously. So if you can, try to avoid it. And if they're a good friend, then they'll reciprocate that. They'll be like, all right, I appreciate you telling me. I won't make jokes like that. So it's like, it completely depends on where the level of playful is in that friend group. It's like something that is playful to one person.
We should have changed it. Is it cool to joke about your friend's dead dad?
Yeah. I don't know, bro. My dad's still alive. All right. Let's go next one then.
Next one.
A colleague often challenges the status quo and suggests new ways of doing things, even if it disrupts routines.
Cool. Okay. Neat. This is like, do you like Japan or America?
Holly always challenges the status quo, and it's just. Okay.
All right. Joey,
Yeah.
rip it.
I guess I'll do this then.
3, 2, 1. Continue my streak of green.
Green, baby.
It's too easy.
See, I was like, how often is often?
Yeah, but I think, look, if somebody cares enough about the system to want to change it, then clearly they're more invested than someone who's like, I'm clocking in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately anyone who cares enough to want to change things is ultimately someone you want to keep around.
I'd rather have someone like this on the team rather than
100%.
someone who, doesn't,
Just follows orders.
Now,
No, not just follow his orders. This quality shows that, number one, they're invested. Number two, they, try to think for themselves and try to do something that they think is better for everyone. And I'd rather someone who is invested and tries to find new ways to do things rather than someone who, doesn't think about that at all. And
now, if we were a Japanese language podcast, we'd be like, wow, this is bad.
The devil himself.
Don't want this guy around.
yeah.
We have a good system going around here. We do not want things shaken up.
Everything's fine, guys. Trust us.
Our economy's doing just fine.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
We do not need things changed around here. All right, cool. That was easy. All right, next up.
All right, next one. A friend is always positive and optimistic, even when you're trying to discuss serious or difficult topics.
Okay, sure. Okay. I'll just say this, and we'll discuss. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, red.
Red.
I said green.
green.
Sometimes you just gotta be fucking pissed off about something.
Yeah, but
I don't always need positivity and optimism. Sometimes I need to be pissed off with me. You know what I mean?
that's so British of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think not every conversation needs unrelenting positivity and optimism.
Yep.
I think sometimes it just needs some skepticism. It needs some fucking cynicism. It needs some fucking pessimism. Like, I think not every topic calls for this. And knowing when to give what is, I think, important.
He says being the friends with the Americans.
No, I don't think Americans are always positive.
I don't know.
I think Americans the past 5 years have become a lot more cynical and jaded.
Actually, I think American cynicism is just like so much more loaded. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah,
It's whenever Americans get like pessimistic about something, it's like, holy shit, this is like heavy. But when sometimes British people just like moan.
Yeah.
I don't even see it as negativity. That's why I saw this. And when you talk about moaning and shit, my brain does not even register that as negativity.
Moaning is a neutral emotion.
Yeah, that is. It is. Is moaning not a neutral?
I just
not a neutral stance. You know.
I just don't think being always positive and optimistic is great. Like, I think that's just not help because you're a fucking Disney character at that point. I don't want a Disney character for a friend.
Well, it depends.
I want a real human fucking
that's
being.
the thing. It depends how positive and optimistic it is. If it's
Always, they're always Joey.
Yeah.
but like I think it depends on the level, right? Because like if you're like hyper positive and hyper optimistic to the point where it just becomes unrealistic while listening to it, then yeah, that's something that you don't really need. It's like, miss me with that shit. But like if they're positive and optimistic in the face of, you know, putting everything into context and just having an optimistic mindset about it, then I don't think it hurts.
As someone who's trying to be more positive and optimistic to the people around me. I think we could use more positive and optimistic.
we can. But
sometimes,
always.
I mean, sometimes you get in a
Always
friend group where it's just like, damn, this just feels very negative to hang around. Because sometimes you need that one, maybe not everyone, but sometimes you just need that one person in the friend group who is always positive and optimistic just to balance it out.
I think it helps more than it hurts in most situations.
I honestly think I couldn't be friends with only positive and optimistic people. No. But if I have that one friend who is just brings that positive vibe and optimistic vibe, sometimes you just need that. And sometimes, they're just such a breath.
Yeah, everyone could be like moaning about something, and then you just have one friend who's like, dude, don't worry, man, it's all good.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's like Pete.
Then I'll be like, yeah, you know what?
It's like I can moan as much as I like, and it's just good knowing that whenever I'm with Pete, he can be like, hey man,
he picks me up.
Yeah, he picks me up with him.
I can't be sad around people.
Exactly.
That's that one friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I appreciate that. And I like the fact again as well is that it's not that unrealistic hyper optimism or hyper positivity where it's like where it just becomes, at that point annoying. Where it's like it's a realistic positive mindset, a realistic optimistic mindset. I think having even just one person, as Garn said, in the friend group. If everyone's like that, then it can be a bit tiring. But it's about a balance.
I think there's a difference between being always positive and optimistic and being overly positive and optimistic or hyper positive and optimistic. Because I don't think there's a negative trait to try to see the good in people or try to see the optimistic side of things. And I think some friend groups might need that and might need that ray of sunshine.
Absolutely.
Just to bring people up. So, yep. Green flag, motherfucker.
You don't want that?
No.
You got to stop hanging out with Americans.
I need some, you need some negativity sometimes in your life.
You can take the British boy to America, but you can't take the Briton out of him.
That's what it is. What do you want me to tell you? All right, what's next?
All right.
Let's go next. Okay, a friend frequently invites you to events or activities that align with their interests, but not necessarily yours.
Okay. Easy.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Green.
That is a good friend.
Why are we all good adults?
Huh?
Why are we all good adults?
I don't know.
So it's not your friend's job to make sure you like your interests are taken care of.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to do something that aligns with your interests that brings your friends, you arrange it.
Yeah. Also, it's a great way to maybe open up to new interests that you might have had, and that's another great way to bond with your friend.
I'm not expecting Joey to hit me up about doing an 80K cycle. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I might ask Joey if he's down, and I won't be surprised when he says no.
Yeah.
But like, that's not my job to make sure that Joey gets to do what Joey wants
Exactly.
to do.
Also, sometimes maybe I just wake up on the day and I'm like, I want to do an 80K cycle. Connor caught me on the right day. And then, turns out that we just go through torrential rain and it was, I'm going to call it character building.
Character building.
It was character building.
No regrets.
But, catch me 2 years ago, I probably would have said no. And sometimes you don't know unless you just try. You know?
I feel like if you heard this and you were like offended or you felt like that's a red flag, I feel like you need to reevaluate how you view friendship.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's not up to your friend to make sure you're doing activities that you all like. Now, obviously, if he's, I don't know. There might be scenarios where I could see where you might feel this way, but I think generally speaking, if you want to do something that aligns with your interests, it's up to you to bring it forward.
Yeah, and I feel...
And now if your friend is always shooting it down, saying it's dumb, yada, 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 but always is like, no, you got to do my thing, then that's a different...
Yeah. I was about to say, if the mutual respect is there, then that's the best case scenario. But if it's not there, then that's something you got to reevaluate.
But also, like, I don't get offended if I'm like, hey, Joe, you want to do this thing? And Joe's like, no. And I'm like, all right, cool,
likewise.
whatever. Like, I do not get offended by that.
Totally.
It's just, grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be comfortable in yourself and what you're doing,
Yeah, what you like and be open to other people's interests. That's all it is at the end of the day. All right.
Yeah.
We'll agree with that one. Next one, easy. All right. A friend is very competitive and likes to turn almost everything into a friendly competition.
Oh, why didn't you call out Connor?
All right. So is Connor a green or a red flag?
Dude.
Very competitive and likes to turn almost everything into a friendly competition.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Green.
Beige.
Red.
It's a green.
I'm just gonna call it out, bro. Don't you fucking beige flag, Joey?
Yeah.
Beige fucking flag. You're
Look,
such a liar, Joey.
Look.
No. You are not surprising. I'm gonna call Joey out.
Why?
Tell me honestly, if you would. Like, if it weren't for like trash taste specials or all that shit, would you actually be competing with them?
In what?
In like anything. Anytime you do an activity.
Yeah. I have in the past with him.
No way.
No, there's nothing. Why?
I literally started this dude's friendship by playing like a co-op game, but then he was like, "No, it's whoever has the most points." I'm like, that's my whole relationship with this dude.
Dude, I feel like okay. Well, I'll let you keep talking, Joe.
Okay, well, I said beige because sometimes it can be like, bro, it ain't that deep. Like it's not like, can we just like have fun with it? But then sometimes I've been in situations like with people like Connor, with other people that I know, where it actually hypes it up and I actually get more invested and more interested in it. And overall, regardless of if I win or lose, it's made for a better experience. So it's like, if it's someone who's like constantly making everything competitive and every single thing needs to be competitive.
That's what it says.
Listen, my argument
I'm
is
gonna change to red real quick.
The world would be a very boring place without people like me to make things competitive.
All right.
Yes, it would.
I like everything I just said.
I like competition, but I think what makes competition fun is when people consent to being.
No,
part of
I would never like.
You know?
I would never like compete in a one-way fucking competition. My provocative is that I need to get you involved. So I'm gonna like.
But what if we're involved without the competition?
What do you mean?
Like if we're already involved with
example.
whatever it is that we're doing.
We're just chilling with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll be like, yo, $10 right now. We fuck, dude.
No.
Yes, because we get so much more invested.
But what if I'm already invested with the base
No,
game?
you're not invested.
Yeah.
No, you're
I
not.
love Mario Kart.
No, you're not. There needs to be stakes.
No, that doesn't. That
needs
does
to be
not need
stakes.
to be. That doesn't always need to be stakes.
That's the YouTuber brain, bro.
Yeah.
That is. It's literally like, oh, if there isn't a Butter Gamer, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
That's what makes things so fun.
No, I get it.
No, it's not.
No, I get it sometimes, but not all the time.
Sometimes the fun is just
But like you have
communally enjoying the activity together.
Yeah.
It's about having fun with your friends together.
Yes, and what's more fun than actually all of us being in the same level of commitment?
Okay, let's think of it this way.
Because my problem is I'm always too committed to stuff, and people aren't as committed.
Okay,
that's fine.
No.
As long as your mates have a good time, that's all. That's
think of it this way.
important.
Think of it this way, right? You're at a pub with a mate, and you're just going to get some drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You both each order a pint of whatever, and then your friend goes, "All right, let's see who can down it the fastest."
Oh no, that's stupid.
Well, that's that.
No,
that's a competition.
Or
it's like, let's give each other an hour and see who can.
No,
because
that's like making out of fucking thin air. Like there was no competition like aspect of it there to begin with.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, because I don't feel like
not every Mario Kart thing needs to have a competition.
I know what the vibe Connor's going for. Whereas, like, okay, if you take part in an activity, let's say
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
okay,
if there
an
is
active activity that.
Look, I'm not going to be like, all right, who can pass the driving test quickest? It's like, no, that's stupid. Like, but it like, yeah, like you mentioned, like if we're doing I don't know, like we're doing a fucking bungee jump. I'll be like, let's see who can do the most flips.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes I'm like, yo, I just want to enjoy
bungee
this.
jump.
I just want to no pressure enjoy this activity.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just like, sometimes you.
But I won't commit to the competition unless you're down. That's the thing. Like, because there is no competition if you're not competing.
Right.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, but I'll be like, yo, you want to do it?
The whole point is that would you enjoy it if we were just not committing to a competition?
Fuck no.
Exactly.
But imagine how much more fun we'd have as Mario Kart if we were all very invested.
Yeah, but I think there's a time and a place for that.
Nah.
Sometimes
I'm just not invested.
That's why I originally said beige, because I'm like, sometimes I'm down for it, totally.
You need
but then
it.
sometimes I'm just like, I want to just chill.
Nah, you need it. You do need it. The world would be way boring without people like me, I think. There would be less stakes to the world.
There would be less stakes. And,
everyone would be like fucking happy. And
the world would be peaceful.
Yeah, everyone would be happy.
No,
like you said.
You need
like
this.
You said,
without people like me making shit into competitions, we're just boring life what we'd have. boring life we'd have.
Oh my god.
Look, sometimes it's completely okay just to enjoy an activity with zero stakes.
No, people like me
With
are why we
zero
have like
stakes.
extreme ironing. 'Cause someone's always like, "What if we competed?" Like you just need that. That's what makes life fun.
You know, not everything needs to be ranked. Sometimes we can
No,
have
I'm not
casual.
saying ranked, but like,
Sometimes
look,
that's what you're saying. You can turn every activity into
Yeah.
a ranked activity.
you know PvE exists, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
doesn't
I'm sorry.
always
We
have to
should-
be PvP.
We should all just play sports and not care who wins, Gaunt. All right, what do you want from me, huh?
No. I'm saying this is making
When you
it-
play Mahjong, wouldn't you be pissed off if like the people you invite aren't invested?
No, that's different because that already you're doing that particular activity because it is a competition. I'm talking about something that doesn't necessarily need to be a competition for it to be established, but then gets turned into a competition unnecessarily.
No, I love that though.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you fucking do.
I love it. You know what I did the other day in America, which I missed so sorely? Pub quiz.
Oh,
Did a pub quiz in America at a British
Yeah.
pub.
Oh yeah.
It was so fun. And I was like,
I'm
God
down
damn,
for
I
that.
miss pub quizzes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that because that is a competition.
But I'm always like, I hate those people who like they can't answer like 3 questions and they check out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, that's a different type
We
of
came
problem.
here for the fucking. We knew what we were getting into.
Yeah.
You can't just fucking quit.
That's a different problem.
yeah.
Okay, for sure. Well, I love competition, and we need competition for life to be fun.
Point is, not everything
Green
needs to be a competition.
Everything needs to be-
Not everything
Not
needs to be-
everything needs to be a
everything needs to be
competition. And you know, if I wasn't a content creator, I would be happy just chilling and not actually.
You and me both,
Actually, you
Rolla.
know what? You know what? Every time I've played a game and I've hit that ranked button, it always gets to a point where I think it negatively affects my life. And I can't think of a
You don't
game.
have the commitment.
I can't think of a game where you reach a point after getting to the rank ladder that it hasn't negatively affected my life at one point.
Just because we're stressful.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying,
it's
right?
like, I don't
That's
want
what
that.
I'm saying. I'm just saying my life has been happier
I just
when I just hit that casual play.
You know what?
When you just hit
Sometimes
that casual
you're
play
not
for
sometimes
fun.
I
If
just
you-
want to exist. You
Yeah.
know, like
But
Yeah.
like, you gotta have those moments in life where you care about something.
no, I do, but not all the time.
You guys don't do it enough.
That's just
You
tiring.
guys don't do it enough. You gotta have something you care about so much that it hurts when you don't get it. That's what it. That's what it's to be alive. Yes, yes.
You fucking adrenaline junkie. You're just like an
You
adrenaline
need
junkie,
that.
just with competition, man.
Competition
Just
is
with competition.
dude. I mean, like
You know?
to care about stuff is to be alive. I think when you're not invested and you're doing things just for fun,
I think it's
you're not doing it. You're not living.
I think it's learning how to be invested without any stakes is
Yeah.
the best part.
I agree.
That's the real lesson in
It's
life.
called
that you can take.
contentment.
Well, no, there's no. I can easily be invested without stakes, like ranked. I don't give a fuck if I lose it, but like in the long,
great, isn't it?
But
It's great,
I
yeah.
get invested because I want to win.
You can still be invested in casual games.
Yeah.
What is stopping you from being invested in casual games, Connor?
I play casual games.
Yeah,
I
but
play a lot of casual games.
Yeah,
so I
so-
get invested. Because the competition, I make competition myself. Because people can't keep up with me.
but you don't feel that same satisfaction, do you, Connor? Huh? Do you?
No, I do.
You do? You
I do. I love playing single player games.
Okay.
But
okay.
look, sometimes you need a healthy dose of competition in your life. You
No,
need
of course, but just not everything.
that.
Not everything needs
I
to be a
think most things
competition.
can be improved with competition.
I think some things can be improved.
Some
with
things,
competition.
yes. I agree.
Most things. All right. Next
All
one.
right, Next one.
All right, a player regularly quits games early if things
This is
aren't
red
going
flag.
well. This is a red
This
flag.
is red
Easy.
flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Skip that. All right, a brand uses humor and memes in its marketing campaigns to connect with younger audiences.
Um,
To connect with younger audiences.
All right.
Alrighty,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
My first one.
Beige.
green.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's like.
Let me tell you
that is
why.
cringe as
Let me tell you
fuck.
why it's
Stop.
green.
Why?
Because it's so fucking funny when they fuck up and they misread the room. I think it's so funny because either they get it right and it's kind of cool, or they get it so badly wrong that it's so funny. So either way, it's a win-win.
Game's a game. Game's a game.
Game's a game.
Game's a game, and companies got to play it. I think the real red flag is any audience who actually gets tricked into thinking companies actually care about whatever they post about.
Right.
You know, it's
About
all
the memes.
It's all PR. Let's be honest here. We all know that it's PR. Companies don't really care about your feelings.
But I mean, it works.
But it works.
That's
which is-
marketing.
which is-
All advertising works.
Yeah, which is why you can be like, oh, they're just faking this just to connect with the younger audience. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
basically.
they are.
Sorry to tell you.
Yeah, they are.
They've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is just life. You know, this is just life.
Sometimes they just nail it and everyone remembers it and it's great and it leaves a positive impact. And then sometimes, as Connor said, it ends up on fail compilations. You know?
Yeah.
So
either way, I think it's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
I like it. I think it's funny.
But then there are just some like actual like piss poor attempts where it's not even funny.
Well, it's just like,
You know what I mean?
You know,
Where it's like you can't even make a meme out of it.
yeah, but like, what about like when what was it? Fucking the Giornos. There was a hashtag about like talking about domestic abuse, and they thought,
What?
and
I don't know this one.
it was like, oh, fuck, it was some hashtag to like spread awareness about domestic abuse, and the Giornos just took it like literally because it was something like I should have known or something. Well, can you Google this?
Right.
The Giornos domestic abuse. What the thing was?
What a thing to search on.
No, it's funny. Did Giorno?
DiGiorno's domestic abuse.
G.
Spelled
Gior.
Come on, Kai. You haven't fucking watched JoJo?
Domestic abuse.
DiGiorno.
Yeah,
Why I stayed.
Yeah, why I stayed was trending as like people,
Pizza.
and people were like, people were talking about,
terrible.
you know, the abuse stories and why we stayed, and DiGiorno's completely out of touch. Did you had pizza?
Oh no.
You know, and like this kind of stuff, I think is just so fucking funny to me.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Because it's just like some guy thought he understood the trend and did just absolutely backfired, and it led to such a more funny moment.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think the problem with companies using memes is that, you know, there's always that company that figures it out the first, and then everyone does it. And that's
fucking Wendy's. God.
Yeah, fucking Wendy's.
Oh my god. Yeah, sometimes they just take it too far.
Yeah, but Wendy's is like cringe now.
Yeah, I know.
Like if a company did that,
Yeah.
it'd be cringe.
It's like the cringe cycle. You have a banger tweet, and then everyone copies that tweet, and then it's very quickly becomes cringe.
Yep.
So yeah, beige flag for me.
Yep. Same.
Sure.
All right.
All right, next. A school enforces a strict code of conduct with clear rules and consequences for infractions. Example, school uniforms. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Green.
I said
Red
red.
flag, you motherfucker.
Why red?
Why?
I went to school with very strict codes of conduct, and I fucking hated it.
Why'd you hate it?
Because it's like so limiting. Okay, so my school
Limiting?
very limiting.
What are you trying? Are we trying to be like fucking Mugatu at school?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No. Just like there was like, well, obviously we had like the school uniform and everything like that, but it extended to like you're not allowed to have a beard, you're not allowed to dye your hair, you're not allowed to have your hair over your fucking
allowed to have a beard?
eyes. You weren't allowed to have a beard. You had to shave.
How would kids grow a beard?
How the fuck are these 12-year-olds going to be?
There were some 16-year-olds who had beards. Wow. This was in my high school.
Yeah.
You know, you had to wear, you know, your blazer during certain months of the year. And like you had to, you know, fucking like, for example, like with my hair, for instance, right? Like you couldn't have your hair touching your collar. You couldn't have your hair over your ears. You couldn't have your hair over your eyes. And it's like, well, what if I just want to like fucking grow it out because I want to? You know, especially someone like me who doesn't really, you know, didn't really have short hair or anything. It's just like, is me having my hair over my eyes really going to affect how I'm going to learn at this school? Not really. It's kind of unnecessary.
I mean,
And
they're definitely on like the stricter side.
Yes, I was definitely on the stricter side. So from experience, I hated this.
Yeah, well, you hated
and-
it, Joey, but maybe it's a necessary evil. Okay?
Yeah.
Tiger parent moment, Asian parent. You know what? The older I grow up, the more I realize, you know what? Maybe kids do need rules and strict codes of conduct.
No.
Because if they can't follow those strict codes of conduct when they're kids, how can you be sure they follow the laws of society when they grow up, Joey? If they can't follow these baby rules?
Listen,
Because-
we all have that one friend who needed way more discipline. Yeah. Who needed way more like
No, because then
parent intervention.
No,
Yeah.
totally. I get that. So I think a certain level of code of conduct is important in any situation. But if you make it too strict, then what happens is that some people I know especially go out of high school, they graduate from high school, and then they go, well, I couldn't do any of this shit while I was in school, so I'm just gonna fucking do it outside of school, and then it just escalates. You know?
So What if it was okay? What if it was just school uniform?
If it was just school uniform, I'd be fine with it. But this is a strict code of conduct. Having a school uniform isn't a strict code of conduct. That's just a code of conduct.
Yeah.
Like mine was a lot stricter.
First of all, I think it's evil to make kids wear their own clothes. Bro, it's just setting up for bullying. Like, because there's always going to be a kid that has either more money or more like fashion sense.
Right.
I liked that I just had to wear the same white shirt with gray pants every day.
Oh yeah, I like that. I didn't have to think.
It was great. I didn't have to fucking think about it. Yeah, it was awesome.
I needed to wear at all.
I loved that as a kid. I didn't want to have to worry about that growing up.
I don't know. I wanted to wear my shirts to school.
No.
And like I wanted to be comfortable.
No, I did not want to. And I
Comfort
also
is,
think
secondary.
I agree with Gon. I think you got to have some fucking discipline. You got to have some rules because like you got to figure this shit out when you're older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be able to be able to set rules for yourself and follow them.
No, totally.
So I think it's very important to make sure like kids get in the habit of like having to have rules and follow them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think code of conduct is fine, but just if it becomes too strict, then there's a chance with some people that, they'll go essentially down the fucking Disney child route where it's like you're so limited to everything that you can do around you that once you're out of that, then you just go wild. And
but I think that's up to then like the parent at home to know what things to budge on and what things to not budge on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I told you about when I went to speak in my school like last summer, well this summer I guess, and I'm radicalized now. I'm a Facebook mom because the kids would not stop talking during my presentation.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck? Back in my day, I'm not even that far ago, like 8 years ago, you get fucking slapped in the face if I started talking while someone else is talking, like presenting.
Yeah.
I had to tell the kid to shut up. And I was like, why am I doing your job for you? What is this? I was like, God damn, we need some goddamn rules around here. I should start changing the place.
All right, here. Let me ask a question to go off this. Red flag, green flag. Your teacher lets you call them by their first name.
Red flag.
Red.
You shouldn't be that close to the teacher.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It should be sir or
It
miss.
should be sir. Until you reach college, it's sir or
miss,
Mr.
Mr. or Miss.
Mr. second name.
Yeah.
No, like...
It's like, hey, Steve. Like, you know...
Like, look, there are a lot of teachers who I had no respect for. And like, I thought they were horrible people and horrible teachers. But I think it's still very important to have to like follow that rule and have some like someone to listen to.
Yeah.
I think like now people, it's always like, hey man, you just got to challenge everything. And I'm like, I don't think you always got to challenge everything.
I think the furthest maybe you can go is like a nickname.
Yeah.
No.
You know?
What?
Yeah, like a nickname.
No, that's even worse than a name.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because like
fucking Steve-O.
No. So like, for example, like my music teacher, who was Mr. Bresnahan, I called him, and most kids who were cool with him called him Brezzo. Just as
no.
Okay. That's taking things
Sir, just call him Sir.
No, it was Brezzo.
No, that's basically worse than like his like fucking full name.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I would be weird calling him by his first name than just like a nickname. I don't know. Maybe that's an Aussie.
I
thing.
remember one
don't know.
time this kid called one of our teachers by her first name and she lost it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
She fucking lost it. And I remember it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because he was like, watch this. And then just immediately got destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, for like a teacher, there needs to be some kind of like, at the end of the day, some teachers, they straddle that line between being a teacher and being a friend. And some teachers very much feel like friends, but I do think now that I'm older, I appreciate that, you know, you have to view them as an authority figure.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
You have to. You know, there needs...
Well, mind you, to backtrack to my story, I only called him Brezzo on like my last year of high school.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't calling him. I wasn't a fucking 12-year-old being like, "Oi, Brezzo!" Like I wasn't like that. I would have been, "Oi, fucking Brezzo!" Like I wasn't like that. Like, you know, it was after, you know, 6 years of high school where I actually got to know him and he and I trusted each other, that he was okay with me calling him by that name because he knew there was a level of respect to it. But I think like, yeah, if you're not at that point yet, or if you ever get to that point with a teacher, before that, I think you should call them, you know, Mr., Miss, sir, ma'am, or whatever it is that you want to say, right?
Yeah, we always had to call him sir.
Yeah, just sir.
Yep.
Sir, miss. That's
Sir,
it.
Mr.
Yeah.
Miss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
That's
It's not that hard.
So it's respectful. Like I think there's nothing wrong with showing respect to people who are older than you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like I don't like I kind of feel sad that everything has to be challenged nowadays and everyone has to speak up about everything. And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
sometimes you can just fucking get on with your life, you know? Like sometimes you don't have to fucking make a fucking big
Like
deal
you can
about
wait
everything.
until you're an adult to do that shit, you know?
Go
Like,
do that in
Yes.
college.
Yeah, go do that in college, exactly.
Yeah. So you at a point, I think you earn. You have to.
Yes.
You have to.
You
earn
have to
the
earn
respect.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think when you're a kid, yes, okay, kids are definitely more capable than sometimes the adult think that they are, but there needs to be a certain age in their life where they have to learn that there are certain rules in society that they have to respect.
Yep.
And as they grow older, you'll appreciate that. You'll appreciate that when you're older.
I had a friend that referred to his parents exclusively by their first names.
That's
and
weird.
I found that really weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I always
He'd
felt
always be
that-
like, Margaret, please, could you get us a Sunny D or something?
Yeah, no, I always felt that every time I watched The Simpsons when like Bart calls Homer by his first name, and I'm just like, bro, if I did that to my dad, even though we have the same name, he
Yeah.
would kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would not be okay with that. All right.
All right. Next question.
The anime has an open-ended conclusion, leaving some plot points unresolved.
What?
Well, thank you very much for calling Ava for putting.
This
Ava
is
in
a
there.
we all agree this is a red flag, right? There's no way you like this. Oh, let's reward laziness. Oh, I couldn't be bothered to finish the fucking story. Write your answer down.
Okay. Okay. You write yours too.
I've already said it. Red flag. I'm going to say it.
All right, we're the same one.
Yeah, it's beige.
It's beige.
No, it's not
It's
beige.
beige.
Very much depends on the execution. Very, very much depends on
No.
the execution. Of
No,
it.
he's lazy.
No, he's not.
Lazy.
No,
Okay.
it's not always
He's
laziness.
fucking lazy.
Okay,
There's
question
not
then.
He
always
couldn't even be
laziness.
fu- he was-
sometimes
he was like, I'm gonna make
sometimes
detergent before
an
I finish my fucking show.
Sometimes an open ending works better than a closed ending.
Question: do you like Junji Ito?
He's all right.
Okay. Do you like his stories?
It's all right.
Okay. Every single one of his stories is open-ended at the end.
Yeah, but I think Evangelion. He
That's
did,
what I'm saying. It depends on execution.
yeah,
depends
but
on
like
execution.
I don't think he did. He did it.
This is a bait. That's a bait picture on screen.
Yeah.
It is a bait.
like he
picture
just
on
did it
screen.
bad, right?
He did it non-satisfactorily. Yes.
Yeah.
He did it bad.
Yeah.
It's also my favorite anime of all time. So yeah,
But he did it bad. But he did it bad.
in like a typical
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
No.
Doesn't
he did,
matter.
No. He did it bad.
I wouldn't say
No,
bad.
not in a typical sense. He just did it bad.
I wouldn't say
Huh?
bad.
It was bad.
Define bad.
It sucked. No one was happy.
Define bad.
Game of Thrones bad.
It depends what kind of message you want your show to have.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
sometimes an open-ended ending leaves it lingering more.
Yeah,
than
it leaves a
closed
lasting
ending.
impression.
Than a
I feel.
closed.
Yeah, but this is bait.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Ava's
saying.
bait.
So, like, in the case with, like, say, Junji Ito's stories, where, like, you know, in almost every single one of his horror shorts or, you know, whatever it is, you don't really know
I guess
why certain things have happened. Or, like, say, like, why, like, say with Uzumaki, we don't really know where the fucking spirals come from. But at the end of the day, we don't really care because that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is to just show the horrors of what is happening, and then to leave it on an open-ended way for then the readers to ruminate over what just
But
happened.
I would argue it was. I think. Oh yeah, I guess this is kind of tough to explain, but something like that. Its intention was never to have a conclusion,
Exactly.
but this feels like it just fucking left you hanging dry for no reason.
No, open-ended conclusion doesn't mean that.
I would say this didn't even have a conclusion.
Huh?
This didn't have a conclusion.
Are we talking strictly about Evangelion
Yeah.
right now? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I thought you meant
This
all
didn't have
open-ended
a,
conclusion.
like I think the key word here is conclusion.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of shows that are open-ended when they conclude, but I feel like this didn't have a conclusion.
Watch the movies, eh?
Yeah, watch the movies. Movies have a conclusion.
That's a close conclusion.
Great. I gotta watch fucking movies. What, I gotta buy the merch too and play the PSP game too? What am I mad
No,
at?
just watch movies.
Let's watch the movies.
I feel like you could have just had the TV show have some form of
See,
conclusion.
Evangelion had the best of both worlds. We had
No.
an open-ending conclusion and a closed-ending conclusion.
It's stupid.
Everyone's happy.
Yep.
It's dumb.
That's why it's the GOAT.
All right, let's move on.
It's inclusive.
Let's move on. This is an unproductive conversation.
All right, next one. The anime frequently changes its tone, shifting from comedy to serious moments unexpectedly.
Why are you showing One Piece?
Well, because it does that.
Does it?
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't.
All right, ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
But like, what would a dark comedy count in this situation?
I think it's up for
So
discussion.
that
Yeah,
literally
that's-
has both tones.
That's up for discussion. Yep.
I guess this is just perspective. On
Yeah,
this
this
one.
is perspective.
Sure.
Because shifting in tone can mean very
Sure.
different
Yeah.
things.
All right.
Yep.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Red.
I said green.
Yeah, you did. That's why you're in the anime, man.
Oh.
I would argue that's because I am the anime man.
All right, Joey, make your case.
Okay, well, I think it really does. It really shows, for example, right, just how broad of a spectrum a particular story and characters can be when, especially, okay, look, like, to admit, there are a lot of anime out there who try to do this that don't do it very well, right? Where it becomes very jarring, or where, like, say, for example, you know, it doesn't even have to be between comedy and serious. It could be like, say, between ecchi and serious, or it could be between, you know, any other like two completely separate genres that shouldn't really match together, that flip-flop all the time. There are some anime that do it not that great, and then there are some anime I think that make it feel very natural because you've learnt to follow along with these characters and learn every part of their story and their characteristics. For example, like One Piece is an example, but like one that stuck out to me when I hear this is something like Gintama, where like Gintama mostly focuses on a lot of comedic, you know, enclosed one chapter, one episode stories that are just funny and lighthearted. But then they'll sometimes switch over to longer, more serious arcs where there isn't a lot of comedy. And I'm very much equally invested in both those parts because the characters are just so well written, and all the lore and everything behind it makes sense for this what is otherwise comedic setting to then turn into a serious moment. And I think I think when you see a character like, say, Luffy, who is always jokey all the time and who's always like just, you know, whatever, be in a serious tone or in a serious moment, that becomes fucking hype because you see completely different side of this otherwise very hyper positive, aloof character, and you want to root for that character and you want to root in that situation.
I would say if I'm aware of the tone and it's shifting, that's a failure. Like, I think a show should just have its own world, and I should not be aware of a tonal shift. It would all make sense in that world or the setting.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would argue
and I
that
would not be like consciously aware of, wow, that changed. I'd be like, if you made a joke that was funny in a dark setting, I would think if it was done well, I would be like, that makes sense.
I would argue then One Piece does that well.
One Piece does that very well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
sure.
I think I think One Piece is one of the
This is a
few
bait. They're
examples.
just showing One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an example that does different tones without. I don't think. I don't think there are many series that are like One Piece. I think for the most part, I know more red flags with this kind of thing. I'm watching a show recently that actually does this exact thing, and it actually it actually has put me out of the show a few times. I think it's called like what's the samurai show this season?
I don't know, man. You're probably the only one watching.
My little sister samurai can't be this hot.
Kai, can you search PA Works Samurai Show? Yeah, with the kid, Elusive Samurai. That's it. So Elusive Samurai has this character that is like a fucking goofball in it.
Yeah.
And then, so this is like a historical samurai show that's based in like a real part of Japanese history. You go from like this scene you see like some guy getting diced up. They behead a kid, right? They behead a fucking kid in one of the episodes. And then like one of the next scenes cuts to this guy being like, I'm doing a goofy face, and it just fucking takes you out of the show. And the contrast doesn't help either side of like the storytelling. You know. Same way with something like Fire Force.
I was about to say Fire Force.
Where you have this super serious scene, and then you have like, you just insert fan service into it. Just tits out of nowhere. And then you like, as someone who fucking loves fan service, there are times when it's relevant, and then there are times when it's not relevant, and there are times when you just kind of like takes you out of the immersion.
Yeah, the way Fire Force does it, it makes it almost seem like the creators were like, we need to give the viewers a reason to keep paying attention to the story. So let's just throw some like unnecessary fan service in there, and it's like, okay, now I'm watching. But like, I that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's very difficult to do. But I think when a show is able to do that effectively without it taking you away from it, then I think it makes for a really, really interesting show. And
I think the reason why it works for One Piece is because it just fits Luffy's character.
Yes.
You know, it just fits his character so well to Luffy is 100% taking it seriously. Even from an outside perspective, from maybe an outside perspective, he might look goofy or look like he's like, you know, not taking the fight seriously. From his perspective, he is always 100% serious. That is Luffy. We find it funny, but to Luffy, he is not trying to be funny. He is just trying to be Luffy, you know? That's the reason why the tonal shifts, as per se, works in One Piece, because even though we find it funny, the characters in that world are still taking it 100% seriously. So I think it's a very, very fine balance, and I think there are more bad examples than there are good examples, which is why I put red flag, because like Connor said, if you notice a shift in tone, there's probably something that's gone wrong.
That's fair. That's fair.
You shouldn't be consciously aware of, wow, that was weird. It should never be like that.
No, totally.
All right. Next
one.
A friend who is often kind to you and gets you good gifts is slow at paying back money.
Okay, I got it.
Oh.
Okay, wait. This is a hard one.
Yeah.
Wait.
Why is he getting me gifts if he owes me money?
I mean, I don't know anyone who is like this personally, but
I don't know
I'm sure they
like
exist. Just trying to imagine if I actually had a friend like that.
All right, sure.
This is hard.
Damn, I got to think about this for a second.
Yeah.
All right, I see.
You're really quick with it.
Well, you know how I am. I just pick something and I'm like, all right, that's what I'm ride or die.
All right.
I picked it. I believe. I am that friend. No, I'm joking.
All right.
We good?
Oh wow, this thing comes out. That's awesome. I love these big ones, bro. They're so fun, bro. You just like fucking rip it.
Are you ready?
All right.
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
We all say green?
Yeah, we all said green.
We all say green.
Yeah.
See, this would have been very different if it was never pays back money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you're just a bit slow at paying it back, as long as I get the money back, I don't really care.
Yeah, I think.
And on top of that, they're kind to you and give me good gifts. That sounds very nice.
Yeah, pretty much that. I just want a kind friend who thinks about me. You know, I don't. My friendship doesn't depend on monetary value. You know, Joey, you still owe me $5.
I gotta pay the friend.
I mean, look,
tax.
if they're paying me, if they always pay me back, it takes a little while. Sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
if they're chill, but like if they don't pay me back,
Yeah. But if they're like,
loan shock
but if
kind.
they're constantly like, oh, sorry, my bad, man, I'll pay you back eventually, and then they just never give me back the money, then I'll be like, all right, come on, bro.
Yeah, like say for a hypothetical situation, like you have a group of friends, and then they go out and like use the company card or something, and then they never paid that friend back. I think that would be a red flag.
That'd be fucked up.
I think that'd be pretty fucked up.
That'd be pretty insane, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. So Gon, I think you owe us both.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Gon owes us both.
Yeah.
How do I owe you both?
Because you've used the company card twice now. We've only used it once.
I've paid you guys back.
No, I don't think you have. I don't think you
I
have.
have literally paid you guys back.
When?
Maybe not Connor, but I paid Joey. I paid Joey back.
You paid me back?
Yeah, I paid you back. Wait, you didn't know?
Wait, is this the same situation? Like, we're talking about the girls' bar situation, right?
Yeah.
You paid me back?
I paid you back. Like I actually got your PayPal address correct, Joey.
Oh yeah, because he got mine.
Yeah.
I did send it though. I just to the wrong.
It's the thought that counts.
You kind of like I didn't send it. Like I did. I just went to the wrong place.
I just gave it to a random dude.
Yeah. I mean, I actually sent it to a different mate.
Yeah, to the anime man. I sent it to the anime man.
I was like, oh, sick.
My bad, bro.
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
Send it to the anime man, right?
I mean, like, it's also like very different. Because I remember like owing friends money and stuff like that is also like very different when you have less of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I remember like now when I go out with friends, right, I'm always just like, all right, we got a bill. It's like $160 between 5 of us. Let's just split it 5 ways. Yeah. But I remember when I didn't have a lot of money, I'd get really annoyed because I'd be like, man, I had way less than like Joey.
Yeah, right.
I had like Joey had like 9 drinks. I had like 2. I think like that's unfair to split it.
Sure.
But now I'm like, I should split it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I think back then, even back then, I would always, this is always, I don't know if it's a me thing, but I would always try to pay people back as soon as possible. But I wouldn't really care if a mate paid it back.
Again, as long as they pay it back eventually, I don't really
care. As long as you don't, I feel like there's a kind of trust there that they get the money back eventually.
Yeah, of course.
It's when they constantly just take money and then never pay it back. That's the red flag.
If they asked me to borrow money twice and they didn't pay me back the first time, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What is this? What, you think I'm a line of credit? You think I'm a bank? What the fuck is this?
Or, there's like that other situation where like you're drinking with a mate and, you're paying with cash and maybe they're like, oh, I'm like, 1,000 yen short or something, like, let me run to the ATM or like, I'll pay you back next time. Then I'll just be like, at that point, I'm just like, just buy me a drink next time. Like, you don't have to give me the cash. I don't care.
Red flag, green flag. A mate reminds you constantly when you owe them
the round
less than a tenner, let's say. Less than a tenner.
Red.
Is that red?
I think
Wait, but okay, hold on though. What if it's happened like you've bought them, like I've spent like $5 on you like 15 times and you've never like returned the favor.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, come on, Gaunt. I'd be like, get the fucking beers.
So each transaction is small, but there's lots of them.
Yeah, what if because like I feel like there is validity there to complain.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be a flow, an ebb and flow to this. I don't mind getting like 5 in a row if I know Gaunt's good for it. Like Gaunt will eventually get me one back.
Yeah.
But
if they're just
without me having to say anything.
Yeah.
That is the important part.
Yeah.
Gaunt needs to return the favor without me needing to say anything.
Yeah.
But if they're just treating you like an ATM, then it's like.
But if I'm constantly getting it and I'm like, why is Gaunt not offered to get me a pint in like 6 nights out? That's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's the round tax,
There should be no conscious thought about money because we should all instinctively know when it's our turn to get the round.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not about how much the value is, it's the act.
Yeah.
Of just, hey, let me get this one.
Okay, here's another scenario, right?
All right.
Okay, we're going bar hopping, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go 4 bars tonight. And we all get a bar. But maybe Gaunt, you had a bar that was slightly more expensive. Maybe like 30 to 40% more expensive than the other bars.
Yeah.
Do you say something?
Am I the person getting the round?
You're the one who paid the extra. Let's say every bar was $100.
Yeah.
Gaunt, you got the one place that was 140, 150.
Right.
We go to bar 4 and it's your turn to buy. Are you like, I don't think I should
I paid a little extra at the last place.
Do you say anything about it or are you like, I'll just get it?
I'm gonna go back to my college days because I think we should all go back to our college days for this question.
Sure.
Yeah, I would say I'll be like, yo guys, like I don't mean to be a dick, but I think I need a bit of help with this bill.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like I think if you have good mates, they would know that. Oh shit! Looking at the menu, we're in a fucking club right now, and drink prices are twice as much.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. I think it was if your mate's like, look, come on.
Yeah.
Chip in a bit, boys.
Yeah. But I've never been in a situation where a mate hasn't been like, I'll help you out a little bit with that. So I've luckily never been in that situation because
You've got good friends.
Yeah, because like everyone has been very aware that what the vibe is, vibe is.
Totally.
Which is good. So yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's go next one. A brand new friend invites you out very often soon after meeting.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
Okay.
I know who this friend is.
Oh wait, no, that's not what I.
God.
Okay.
Oh man, this is so.
No hesitation from me. I already know.
All right.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, full spectrum.
Oh, again.
Right.
Again.
Okay.
Okay. Where should we start? Shall I go?
Why'd you say green?
Why did I say green? I'd rather have a mate that wants me around than not.
Brand new friend.
Brand new friend.
Brand new mate.
Maybe they're just really eager. Maybe we vibed that well.
See, that's why. But that's why I said beige, because it completely depends.
Joey. No. Sometimes you just gotta pick a side, Joey.
Shut the fuck up. It completely depends on how much you vibe with this new friend. Because if they think that you're vibing with them, but maybe you don't feel it as well.
Yeah,
and if they're consistently trying to get me out,
they wouldn't be a friend, Joey. They wouldn't be a friend.
You can have friends who maybe you like hanging out with, but maybe you don't like hanging out that much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are friends where it's like, I can hang out with you every day. And then there are some friends who are like, I'm fine with just hanging out with you once every few months, Like,
it doesn't mean you're not friends. It just means that, like, look, I'm not as close to you. Yeah. I don't vibe.
It's a different vibe. So, like, if it's a friend where, where it's the former, where you're very comfortable with them right off the bat and you can hang out with them, very frequently, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, that's green. They want to hang out with me. I also want to hang out with them. That's great. But then there are some friends where it's like, I just saw you a few days ago. Like, we don't have to hang out this soon again. Like, I've got other things happening, maybe like that. And then that would make me feel bad. And then I'd be stuck in this like very between a rock and a hard place where I'm like, oh, do I go out with them or do I just like say no and potentially hurt their feelings? I don't know. It puts me in a weird spot. So that's why I said beige, because it completely depends on the vibe of this.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I think for me, I just need time to breathe.
Right.
I need time to think.
It's not you, it's me.
I need like when I hang out with someone.
Most of these it's me.
When I hang out with someone, I like to. I don't want to hang out like back to back to back. I want like because one, I want to see other friends too.
Yeah.
But I just like time to be able to like reflect.
I like my alone time too.
I like being able to be like, how much fun did I have that night? How much fun did I really have? Am I just being Am I just spamming?
Are you like quantifying?
No. Sometimes you just need like. Sometimes you'll hang out with someone, or you'll be like, man, that was a lot of fun. Then maybe like a month later, you're like, yeah, maybe I didn't have as much fun as I thought. Maybe I didn't look back at that time.
Wait, when has that happened?
It's happened, bro.
Really?
When I made a new person.
Oh, I see.
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Never had that?
I've never had that.
Where you're like, that was a great time, and then you look back, you're like, they did say some weird stuff.
No, I kind of agree with you there.
It's more like
or more like I maybe think more about it, and maybe some other like behaviors. I'm like, yeah. It was a little weird now that
at the time you didn't really think anything of it.
It's nothing to do with fun. It's more to do with like a judge of character, because I've never had like a hangout with a new person and then, you had fun and then you realize you didn't have fun. Maybe you thought this person was a certain way, but maybe there were some red flags in the way they acted that made you think, okay, I just guess I just did.
But that's why I just like having time to think about it. Like if we hang out on Friday and he's like, dude, let's hang out again Tuesday. I'm like, well, hold on now. I got a little bit of time to sit and mull about this.
Right.
So
I need the council to
I don't know.
consider whether you're worthy of.
I can't really inherently explain it. Yeah, and in that sense, it sounds bad, but like, I just like having a little time to breathe. Like, think about
Yeah,
it.
no, I get that. I get that.
And obviously, I want to hang out with a lot of people. Got a lot of friends who I love, and I love hanging out with everyone. So it's like, man, I want to be able to like give everyone time.
Yeah. All right.
See, made sense for me to write beige.
All right, what's next?
A friend who gets way too heated when you bring up a certain topic.
Okay.
I mean, I think this is worded pretty badly.
Yeah, this is the word way too heated.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
All right.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ready.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from, God. Yeah. They get it. They get angry. They get like worked up enough to care about it and to give their opinion.
I think that I would rather have friends that are passionate in.
No, I agree.
Topics.
I agree with you
I
on
get that, but
They're not passionate.
If it happens every single time you bring it up, then it just becomes exhausting.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, I get it, man. Like, you don't like this thing or you like this thing, it's like, chill out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to, I think it comes down to, it's always nice to be able to have like some friendly banter with mates.
No, of course.
If sometimes you have a mate that just doesn't seem passionate about anything, and I'm like, damn, this is boring.
Yeah, I think it completely depends on how often this happens.
I think the wording of this where he says
it's
like
worded a little
way too heated.
Yeah.
But I think just a mate getting heated about something.
I also wouldn't give a fuck my mate got heated about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly.
It's their
I guess
opinion.
It's good and bad.
Yeah.
I think obviously worded in this sense, very bad. But friends should be passionate.
All right.
Next up.
Next up.
All right. A friend / acquaintance is extremely nice to you but lacks personal hygiene.
Oh.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm calling that shit out.
Yeah,
I'm
dog.
calling that shit out.
Dog, it ain't hard.
That it is a mate, and you can be extremely nice to me. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to call that shit out.
Yeah.
Got a shower, bro.
I'm like,
go have a shower. Bro, you fucking live like this?
Yeah.
Bro.
Deodorant is not that expensive.
Yeah.
I genuinely think if I had a friend that had like horrible hygiene, I don't think I'd be friends with them.
I think if they had horrible hygiene and they refused, like,
and you told them and you were like, dude, you gotta like,
you gotta get your shit
like
together,
if they smell bad all the time, which is normally me, so.
Yeah, but you take care of your personal hygiene.
Yeah, you take care of your personal hygiene.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's like,
how'd you tell them? You just like straight up be like,
depends how close I am to them.
They're a friend.
They're a friend?
Yeah.
I'll be like, dog, you stink. I'm sorry I have to say this, but I'm gonna say it not just because I'm saying it, but I'm speaking on behalf of everyone you know.
Yeah.
Dog, you stink.
Okay.
You need to do something about it.
Okay. How, I gotta ask, personal question, right? You go to a mate's house. It is a fucking mess. Like,
off rip, just tell them right up. What the fuck is this?
I'll tell them.
Yeah, you tell them?
Yeah. Especially, because I want them to live a hygienic lifestyle as well. I think everyone deserves that. And, maybe they just don't see it or whatever. But like, sometimes if it's like a little bit messy where it's still, manageable, maybe it's not like pristine or whatever, then I'll be like, okay, it's whatever. It's your house. I'm not going to say too much about it. But if it's in like a fucking pigsty, then and it's like actually physically disgusting, then I'll be like, what is this dog? Like, ew, brother, what's that? I'll just be like that. I would, and I have in the past, and luckily they're like, oh yeah, you know what, maybe I should, sort my shit out.
Yeah.
It's not hard to shower.
It's not.
It's not
really
hard to
not.
shower. Right, weebs? Right?
Yeah.
Right, weebs?
Deodorant and soap is not that expensive, guys.
Yeah.
It takes 5 minutes out of your day. Just do it.
It does wonders.
Yeah. Oh,
last question.
Okay, last question. A friend.
Wait, before we get into this, do you shower every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't shower every day.
Dog, you stink.
You were telling me that you stink the most, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I
Do
might
you think you should shower every day?
I can't sleep without showering.
I need to shower.
I
And
need
yes,
to shower.
Especially like
I do.
in this fucking stuff. Please tell me you're showering every day in this
If
summer.
I leave the house, I shower.
No, I shower even without.
I shower-
Why would you shower when you're going to play video games all day?
because you
because
still sweat.
I still like I can smell myself even.
But if I can't smell myself, I'm like, why would I shower? Like if I'm staying home all day.
That just means you're nose blind to your own BO.
That means you have gotten used to your own stank.
Yeah, that doesn't change
Yeah.
the fact that you have stank.
Yeah.
No, I know there's like everyone has a smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, look,
But you still develop stank
I
even
can't
if you're in the
believe you guys.
house.
You don't need to shower every day. It's
No.
it's bad for you.
It's bad to shampoo every day.
Yeah.
It's bad to shower every day.
No.
Is it Kai? Kai, can we
think
fact check
so.
this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's bad to shower every day.
I don't shampoo every day. I
It's not
definitely
shampoo.
shouldn't shampoo every
No,
day.
Yeah,
I don't, I
definitely
don't.
not.
do not improve your health. Could cause skin problems or other. I mean, that's a skill issue.
You just don't need to shower every day.
Yeah,
Like-
but I feel good.
like I'll shower like 5 times a week.
I can't.
You know what? Maybe science is wrong. Fuck science.
Yeah, many
fuck
have to say
science.
a daily shower is fine for most people. There you go.
Yeah, but I hate this idea that if you skip one day of showering, you're a pariah who can't be trusted and you stink.
No,
and
no,
it's
no.
like,
It's nothing
dude,
like that. It's just
Yeah.
like, sometimes.
why the fuck would I shower if I'm not leaving the house that day?
Do you not feel uncomfortable with the natural stank that you're getting just by like?
But if I didn't sweat the day before,
Right.
yeah.
and I was like totally fine, why would I shower?
Why not make it 2 days then? What's the limit? What's the limit?
No, 'cause
If
2
you're not-
days-
If you're
2
doing
days you
nothing but
start-
gaming,
Nah, but 2
if
days-
you're doing nothing but gaming, by your fucking logic,
Yeah.
you would never need to shower.
By that logic,
Nah.
every time you do
Yeah.
a subathon, you wouldn't have to shower.
No,
Yeah.
because like 2 days after 2 days, you do start to get that like musk and like that smell that I'm not. a fan of.
I disagree. I think that after one day,
I think, yeah. Well,
That's a mental day.
you know what it is? It's the sleeping. That's it. The sleeping. Sometimes.
What are you doing in your sleep?
Sometimes after I sleep, I don't know. Sometimes
just running in your dreams.
Sometimes you fucking sweat when you sleep. Sometimes you are just like accumulating
me-
natural musk.
For me personally, because I'm a night shower person, if I don't shower before I go to bed, then I have terrible sleep that night.
That's because
Like-
you've made that like a pattern in your
Yeah,
house.
I know, but it's good because it's only benefits. I get cleaner, my bed stays cleaner because I'm not bringing all the gunk from that day into my bed, and I get better sleep. It's like
Yeah.
there's no demerits to not doing it every day.
When you go on a flight and it's like a long haul flight, do you feel like showering afterwards?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why?
Because the plane makes you feel gross.
What's the difference between that and your room?
My room, because my room doesn't make me feel gross. Planes are objectively gross. You are surrounded in a cabin with people with recirculating air. You're sitting on a seat that hundreds of thousands of people have sat on. They don't
Yeah.
deep clean. You're sitting
Like,
shoulder to
you
shoulder.
deep clean your
Do you
gamer
deep
chair?
clean your gaming chair?
No, but I'm not dirty. But like, dude,
You don't know
Are
that.
are you telling me? Are you telling me that you trust what other people do on chairs in public
get
settings?
No,
the
I'm not
fucking
saying that.
blue light out, man. Get
I'm not
the
saying
blue
that,
light
but
out.
I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that even if you're the only person who has sat on that particular chair, you're still collecting gunk
Yeah.
in that chair, and you're sitting in it every
Gunk?
single day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you doing in your chair? You
fucking
gunk.
dead skin cells, bro. They're
Bro.
everywhere in your house.
Bro, shower, man.
Just shower.
I shower.
Just
I just
shower.
don't need. You just don't have to shower every single day.
This is the most
You don't
Xbox
need-
kid I've ever heard.
You do
Like,
not need to
Xbox
shower
thing
every single day.
Connor's ever said. Out of all the competitive shit, I've never thought of Connor as a true gamer until now.
You don't need to shower every day.
Bro, you fucking your body your body naturally gets like gunk on it and shit like that. And
It gets
smells.
oils and everything like that.
Yeah.
Natural oils, which you need. You need those oils.
Yes, of course.
So showering
Yeah.
gets rid of those every day. I just think there is nothing wrong with missing a day of showering a week.
Yeah, but just be prepared when someone says, "Dog, you stink."
I'm not leaving the house. They wouldn't smell me.
Would you okay, if you had someone coming around and you hadn't showered that day, would you like be
No.
like, nah, my body odor would win?
I wouldn't shower. I don't need to. I didn't do anything.
Nah, no way, man. No way.
no way.
No fucking way. I disagree with that.
No, you don't need to shower every day.
Are you at least cleaning your bed sheets often?
Yeah, like once a week, either once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Okay, that's thank
All right,
God.
All right.
At least you have that going.
Thank you. Thank you. All
If
right.
it was any less than that, I would have been like, bro, I'm never sitting on your bed ever again.
Why would you sit on my bed?
I don't know.
I have never sat on your bed.
No, I'm
I'm
that's
sitting on
fine.
that sofa, man.
Yeah, that sofa. I'm like, God damn.
Dude, this is like propaganda, bro. They think you got to shower every day. They've been pilled into it.
Okay, let's look at this last one then. A friend prefers to consume the anime adaptation of a certain series rather than pursuing the original adaptation. For example, manga, light novel, etc.
Okay.
All right.
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
Green.
Yeah.
The reason we have adaptations is so there are different forms where you can consume something.
Yeah, it's
not
like,
everything appeals to everyone. You don't have to consume the original.
It's like, oh, God forbid this person isn't choosing the same thing as I am, even though it's the same story.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's like, who cares? Whatever. Who would ever say red to that?
If you say red to this, you'll cringe.
What about this? A friend that refuses to consume this thing that you're constantly recommending.
You could just say me. I'm right here.
Red.
Also, the answer is red.
I think it's just reds. Like that is the biggest fucking.
That
red
is
flag.
a toxic trait of mine. I will happily carry. Because it's funny. All right.
Those are our green and red flags. Let us know down below how you feel.
Yes.
How to
Do you agree or disagree?
Please shower. Please do not listen.
You can shower 5 to 6 times a week. That is totally fine.
Connor trying to break social norms that don't need to be broken.
It is not a social norm.
I really hope it is a social norm.
You don't.
Otherwise, something is very wrong with how I understand the world. If showering every day is not a social norm, Connor.
You don't have to shower every day.
This is how BO wins, man. This is how.
This is the first step. You give weebs little step.
Are you saying the entire world agrees that everyone showers every day? In Thailand, do they shower every single day?
Yeah, because
fuck they do.
Do you know how hot it is?
They shower like 2 times a day.
That's true. I bet if you go to like Scandinavia, they ain't showering every day. You know what I mean? Like, it's climate dependent.
Yeah, well, in this climate.
Yeah, but I don't leave my house. It's AC.
No. Even with the AC, man.
Even the AC, bro.
Shower every day, please, weebs.
Yeah, please. We beg you.
You don't go.
You don't go. There are. I think there are more benefits than there are not from showering.
You can do the 6 a week that I do. It's totally fine. Missing one doesn't.
Sounds like you shower every other day, actually.
I don't shower every other day. I shower most days, and occasionally I just feel like I don't need it.
If you how often did you shower during COVID?
COVID?
Yeah, when you weren't
I honestly didn't
going
keep track.
outside.
No.
When you were quarantined?
Probably less.
Probably less?
Yeah, because I was just in the house. I was like, fuck this shit.
Fucking knew this shit, man.
All right. Anyway, hey, look at all these patrons, though. I bet more of these guys shower every day than not.
What the
I really fucking hope so. Don't
6 days a week. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, don't just buy soap, bro. It ain't that hard.
What? I'm not a bot.
But hey, look at all these patrons. If you want to join this list of lovely patrons supporting the show, as well as getting exclusive Patreon content, we have a brand new one for you this week. Roll the clip, Mudan.
All right, that doesn't help us.
So I assume. Wait, do you have
Is he trying to solve this?
Yeah, he is.
Wait, what? What? No way.
What?
What?
No. No.
I
know it fits, but there's no way.
That's not a rhyme, Chris.
It doesn't rhyme.
That's not a rhyme.
Let him try. Let him cook.
All right.
It can't be because there's no S at the end. There's no S at the end.
Well, now you got to go for it. You have to go for it.
Santa Claus.
You got 30 seconds, Chris.
There's no S at the end, Chris.
I can't believe you went for that.
What?
You fucking
No way.
Sit down.
No way he went for that.
But hey, if you want to check that out, as well as a bunch of other Patreon exclusive content and support the show in the process, then head on over to patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And
we will see you guys again.
Bye.
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 I don't know why I said that.